Microphone, microphone. Hello, microphone. Toast 1, 2, check. Awkward start. Hey, hey. Boom. Okay, sorry, guys. All right. We're back. Okay. It is alive. Yay. All right, my friends. Let's talk about this crazy fucking week that we've got going on. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh my god, where do I even start? Yeah, toast. That's kind of an inside joke. So I dated a bassist for 4 years, and his band for mic check, that was something that they said for mic check every time was toast, toast, 1, 2, toast, jam and peanut butter, butter and toast. Yeah, anyway, so that's why I said that. Okay, this week on the 13th, okay, so in 2 days, we have the full moon in Capricorn. This is not a drill. Almost every single planet is involved in this full moon. And in fact, if you use the traditional rulers, every planet is involved in the full moon. And it's crazy. I've got some notes for you. I've got some notes. I remembered my notes. Good job, Kaylee. Back pat. Boom. And God, let's get into it. Chance will be here in a little bit. He'll be dropping in to slang some cards with me. He'll be throwing some I Ching, and he's bringing one of his Oracle decks. I have actually brought, in honor of the Capricorn, in honor of the Capricorn, I brought my deck that was created by a Sun and Saturn in Capricorn, which would be the Hermetic Tarot from the Golden Dawn. You were not late, Andrea. You're right on time. I had interesting mic issues right out the gate, so you're right on time. Okay. Anyway, yes, I'm using my old school serious tarot. But we can still giggle. Which planet can I blame my typos on? Neptune. I just always blame Neptune. I'm like, fuck you, Neptune. Oh god. Anyway, yeah, we're beefing right now. Okay, anyway. So, full moon. Wait, before I talk about that, housekeeping. I still have a bunch of leather wallets. I know I haven't showed you guys all of them, but I do have quite a few. So if that is something you're interested in, a genuine leather, one of a kind wallet that I will never make the exact same of again, message me. I also do custom work too. So if you're interested in that, again, just hit me up. Um, other than that, I think that's all the housekeeping I can think of off the top of my head. So let's get into it. I didn't practice this part. Can you tell? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's talk about this full moon. Boom. All right. So just so you know, while I'm in full screen mode, I cannot see the chat because I don't have very fancy tech. Okay, so I cast this chart for my location, so I would have it exact, but what house and what time this happens for you will obviously depend on your location. But the full moon will be July 13th, 2022 at 12:38 Mountain Standard Time. So that'll be 11:38 if you're on the Pacific Coast and 2:38 if you're on the Eastern Coast in North America. If you're on the other side of the world, like Christy, hey Christy, I'm so sorry. I don't know what time this will be in Australia, but it'll be on the 14th probably. I can check and let you know later. Yeah, I apologize for my Northern Hemisphere biases. Yeah, we're working on that. So anyway, full moon in Capricorn. Let me pull up my notes because this is a doozy. All right. So First of all, a full moon is an opposition between the sun and the moon, right? We're in the middle, sun's on one side, moon's on the other. That's a full moon. The sun is in Cancer, full moon is in Capricorn, right? So, right there, we're dealing with two different archetypes that are actually polarities of the same archetype. So, some things that come to mind just when I think of Capricorn and Cancer is with Cancer, we're dealing with nurturing, and Capricorn with structure. So, there's an opportunity in the full moons here to really witness where more or less structure will benefit the further growth and nurturing of a thing, right? Like, for example, kids need routine and structure. And also, if the noises outside the window are too loud, please someone let me know and I'll close my window. But right, like for example, kids like really need routine and structure. Like it's your job as the parent to give them that kind of like structure, and within that structure they thrive, right? And then you can see that polarity play out in lots of different ways. If there's too much rigidity in that structure, then things kind of like shrivel a little bit, or they break. um just kind of like throwing a couple of ideas out there for you to think about, right? When it comes to a full moon, what we are like manifesting, the thing that is culminating, the fullness of the moon is really the the completion of something that you planted in Capricorn season on the Capricorn new moon. So that would have been late December, early January when we had the new moon in Capricorn. Oh my god, sorry guys. So when that happened, right? December, January, you started something, right? We're going to talk about for each sign what that thing could be, what kind of things you're seeing the completion of. Now, this full moon is conjunct Pluto, right? So you can see that down at the bottom of the screen here, moon and Pluto 6 degrees off. So, what's really cool, or what I think it's fucking cool because I'm a nerd. By the time the sun comes down and sets, the moon, as it's rising from me in my location, will be right on top of Pluto. Of course, I won't be able to see that without a ridiculously powerful telescope, but it's there. Um, so it's even more intense of a full moon in my location. By the time I actually see the moon coming up over the horizon, it's gonna be like right on top of Pluto. Like, oh my god, good times. So anyway, with that Pluto aspect there, Pluto carries the signature of power and control, old money, or the ancient past. And really, Pluto brings up to the surface the things that are rotting that need to be composted. The things that need to be pruned back, the death and the decay that needs to be like taken out of the healthy stuff and put in its own little pile so it can cook and then be brought back in a way that doesn't damage the rest of the things that are growing. So if you're a gardener, you know what I mean. If you're not a gardener, sorry if that was confusing. Made sense in my brain. Yeah. So anyway, with the full moon being right on top of Pluto, we're definitely talking, or we're talking about being able to see and peeling back some kind of layer all of the shit that's happening that we need to take out of our lives. Um, of course, how this manifests on a global level versus how it manifests in your individual life is going to be different. Um, but it's going to be extremely obvious what's not working and what's rotten. And with Capricorn, we're talking about power structures. We're talking about the larger structures of society, i.e., politics is a part of that. But we're also talking about our traditions and the elderly. Capricorn is considered old. So, literally, themes with elderly people could come up and have been coming up. And we're talking about the ancient traditions that existed on this land where we stand right now. So for this full moon, to me, it's really helping us identify what traditions need to go, what things about our society need to go, and what ones we might want to maybe hang on to because they have a highly practical value. Um, For example, when it comes to the elderly and specifically, like I just had some really crazy stuff go down with my grandma, and it really makes me really appreciate her and the wisdom that she has, right? Like I was just joking with my sister today about our victory garden. I'm like, yeah, we got a victory garden, and it is a victory garden, but like that's something that my grandma actually had because she was born in the late 20s. So she lived through the Second World War. They literally had, all of those things that they needed to be self-sufficient, and have an overabundance to be able to trade within their communities. And I'm kind of going off of Capricorn and talking a little bit about the community of Aquarius, but because Saturn is in Aquarius, this applies. So anyway, those are some basic themes, right? Before I go any further with talking about any of the other aspects, I'm going to try and go in order of like the speed that things move and hopefully piece this together in a way that you guys can understand. And let me just check the chat real quick. Hello, beautiful souls. Yeah, dude, we will definitely talk about your solar return. No worries, my love. Yep. It's all good. Working on my food forest. That is amazing. I want a food forest. We're working on it. We got a couple of fruit trees and yeah. Yeah, dude, for real. The community theme is a strong one with Aquarius in general. And with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, this is a big theme. Big theme. And I mean, the lone wolf doesn't survive, right? You need community because you can't do everything yourself. But anyway, I will rant about that for hours. So let's go let's get back to the point. We're talking about the full moon. So Mercury, okay? We see Mercury right here at 17 degrees of Cancer, right? So that's only 4 degrees away from the sun, meaning that Mercury is invisible right now. They say in traditional astrology he is under the beams of the sun, meaning he's invisible and we don't really feel his effects. So Mercury is our mind. It's how we think. It's how we communicate. It's how we write. In Cancer, it's highly fueled by emotion, right? Poetry, beauty, art, nurturing, not really art, but they say that poetry is a child of the moon. Moon rules Cancer, right? Your feelings really fuel a lot of artistry. So, yes, it can be art too. But anyway, so Mercury being underneath the beams of the sun in Cancer, our ability to logically communicate might be a little bit hampered or fueled by hypersensitive emotions, right? Especially with this kind of a full moon. Like, number one, people go a little bit loony around a full moon, like quite literally, but also just the aspects with Pluto and shit, just expect people to be not necessarily logical. Okay. Um and also knowing that this is happening in the sky, this can just be like one little extra reminder for you to be like, okay, I'm really like intensely emotional right now. I was gonna use the word triggered, but some of you don't like that word, but whatever. I'm really fucking triggered right now. I need to use some of the tools that I've got in my tool bag and then, just take a little extra time before reacting to things, okay? Basically is what I'm trying to say. All right. So that's Mercury. Hello, Amanda. Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. Yes. We can rant about Aquarius. Um, all right. Back to my notes. Okay, so Venus. All right. Venus is right here. Oh my God, sorry. Venus is right here in Gemini at 24 degrees. Squaring Neptune and trining Saturn. So we're going to talk about that. This is really fucking important because Saturn is the dispositor, they say, for the full moon. This is really important, right? Also, the square is kind of intense. So Venus square Neptune. I made a brief post about this on Telegram, but if you aren't on Telegram, let's talk about it. So Venus rules relationships, it rules finances, it rules beauty and art. In Gemini, has a lot to do with communication. Square to the Neptune, that is fraud and fuckery and deception and theft, like the stealing of ideas or simply hiding information and trying to skew information. When it comes to romance, it's over romanticizing and idealizing relationships. It's putting people on pedestals and doing the angel devil flip. It's or it's just simply being taken advantage of because of weak boundaries, right? That is Neptune square Venus. It's kind of intense. It's not really a fun one. In the end, ultimately, anything that happens with Neptune is trying to teach you a really valuable lesson. So keep that in mind. I mean, all there are lessons. So yeah, yay. Luckily, there is this perfect, literally perfect. It's the exact degrees, 24 degrees, 24 degrees trine to Saturn. So this is where boundaries are going to be a saving grace, right? So Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, Saturn represents boundaries, right? Saturn represents structure. Saturn represents doing the work. So also limitation and obligation. So this is really helping us ground it down and bringing it back to reality, putting our feet on the ground. Saturn, this trine from Saturn is going to help us see what exactly is practical or not about a situation. And if there's somebody that is trying to talk to you or talk you into doing something, or like quite literally Venus and Gemini talking you into doing something, or trying to like loan money from you or skew information or put your head into the clouds so you're dreaming about things and not actually thinking about the practical reality. There will be some kind of like limitation or obligation or something's going to come up, hopefully, that will help you take a step back from that and think about, is this actually practical what I'm doing? Is this actually a smart idea? You know, Aquarius is really high intelligence. And even like if there's somebody and you know trying to fuck with you and you're not sure, like it seems like it's too good to be true, check in with your community. Saturn and Aquarius, check in with your community, or yeah, just pass it by somebody, right? um and it's not even like, I don't want to make people think that like, hey, uh there's no way you're going to see through this, because there you will be able to see through it. Just be extra cautious and just be a little bit more Saturnian when it comes to relationships and money and Venus themed things, because that's the transits that are happening right now, and Saturn's trying to help you. Okay, so let Saturn help you by using strong boundaries. Another really kind of interesting variation of this configuration that I was thinking about, um, is that the work of the people, Aquarius, the individuals that are using technology or alternative methods that involve decentralization in some way, can help uncover deception and spells. And the deception and the bullshit that they're uncovering is what needs to be taken out. And immediately while I was looking at this, I'm thinking about the new stuff and information that's come out about a certain individual's son, that's all over the fucking internet right now. I mean, also be careful with that kind of stuff. You know, if you don't have your computer protected, I wouldn't touch any of it if I were you, just saying. But that's just, as soon as I saw that, I was like, wow, full moon in Capricorn right on top of Pluto, holy shit. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about, the nodes. The nodes and Uranus are trine and sextile to this full moon aspect. Okay. So this is really helpful because whatever it is that we end up taking out, pruning back, composting, whatever is revealed, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, whatever the fuck it is for you personally in your life, that is going to help us fuel our forward momentum, right? North node, Taurus, our forward momentum, whatever it is that we're trying to build, um, whatever innovations we're trying to bring in, that's going to help in some way. Whew. That was a lot. That was a lot. Seriously, I'm not joking. Literally every single planet is involved in this. Yay. um yeah, actually Jupiter isn't technically involved. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm getting off track here. So, yeah, it's a kind of an intense full moon. It's kind of an intense full week. Um exactly. Power to the powerful. Exactly. Exactly. Leave that crap be. Nipping in the bud. Exactly. Oh man. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, that was the full moon. It's going to be a doozy personally for me. Just I know it's so crazy looking at these things, just knowing where it's going to hit in your chart. Sometimes it helps you prepare. Sometimes it helps you like calm yourself down. And then sometimes like my silly brain, I start thinking about the worst case scenarios and like, whoa. And I have to put it down and walk away for a little bit. So if you ever feel like that, don't be afraid to just like walk away for a little bit. But anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to welcome my guest. This is Chance of the Innerverse.
Happy full moon, everybody. I'm super excited. Thanks for letting me invite myself onto your show.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to bring you back. Now here's some rules for you, Chance, because I'm Capricorn.
I think the rules have already been left behind. There's been hardly any giggling this whole time so far.
Because it's such a serious fucking full moon. You got to help me giggle, man. This is too serious.
All right.
That's the rule.
I'll try to be funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's Yep. Kalina, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I start from Pisces and go backwards, and yeah, I gotta talk about the main big thing that's happening before we like go into the signs, because it's an important overarching energy that everybody's gonna like, everybody's gonna experience. So that's funny. You're funny. But yeah, Chance, how you doing, bud?
Great. It's been like every full moon cycle. The week leading up to it, it feels like I do as much stuff as the other 3 weeks of the month all put together. You know what I mean? Like I just do a lot. So today has been excellent, full of productivity, working on my next audiobook, and knocked out an hour and 20 minutes of narration and editing today. So I'm feeling good about that. Oh, she's talking about how I shared with her that I had a tuning client named Tina, and I did a Tina tuning. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Oh my God. Okay, my dudes. So
what was the rule? Was there some rule that you were about to tell me that I missed? Is it that I have to be funny? Was that it?
The rule is we must giggle.
Okay.
That's the rule.
Can I chuckle?
Yeah, that's allowed.
All right. Yeah, I don't even know how you would describe how I laugh, but let's do it.
Yeah, chuckle feels appropriate.
A Chance chuckle and a Kaylee cackle.
Haha.
We got alliteration. That's what we need.
Alliteration is fun. Okay, my friends. So, like every other Monday, first of all, if you're new here, welcome. Hi. Good to see you. I'm stoked you made it. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I love you too. Yeah, Chance is going to be throwing some I Ching for each sign, and I'll be pulling some tarot, and that's pretty much what we are gonna do. And Chance is down to do some readings at the end with me as well, so that'll be fun. So with that said, let's roll into Pisces. Open that up. Okay. Pisces, my friends. So this full moon in Capricorn is falling in your 11th house. By the way, I use tropical astrology, and for these like predictions talking about the signs, I'm using whole signs. Okay. So Pisces, 11th house. I got my notes. Guys, I remembered my notes. So 11th house, this is your long-term goals, the earnings that you get from your work. your career, your rewards. When we're talking about this kind of a full moon in the 11th house, really, there's a few ways that this can kind of play out. You could be uncovering some kind of corruption that's been happening in like a larger organization or even within your friends group. And I mean, that's one way it could play out. Alternatively, this could be like you are uncovering beliefs about what you think you deserve for compensation from your work. Okay. So these kinds of toxic beliefs, even if it's like guilt that's coming up, that's a really common theme with Capricorn is guilt. If it's guilt coming up about like, oh, I don't know if I should actually charge this kind of an amount, or I don't know if I even deserve this kind of a reward for the work and the service that you're doing. Because really, Pisces has a lot of service oriented things that they do for society. These kinds of toxic beliefs, they're coming up. They got to go. Okay. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of work that Pisces has been doing on their reach, trying to get to a bigger audience. The only thing though is with this kind of a Pluto influence, there may be some kind of pruning, right? That you might need to do in order to cultivate the kind of space that you actually want. So keep that in mind. I'm sure you've probably already got some ideas about who or what or the themes, right? That need to be pruned back, right?
It's going to blow your mind how the I Ching already, you're just saying everything that the I Ching is about to say. You're like so on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised actually, but I am. I love having my mind blown by astrology and this stuff. It's the best shit ever. So yeah, dude, that's what I got for Pisces. So what do you got?
Oh, you want me to start? I did throw the coins already. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about, they got changing lines. So we're starting with one card here, the Darkening of the Light. So you're talking about pruning back, right? This card is about maintaining a low profile. It's about like withdrawing a bit and going into the inner world and taking caution and moderation with what it is that you're doing. Because there may be some aspect of difficulties that are coming from the internal world in the form of like emotions or so this is about taking the time to protect yourself and thus everybody else by making sure that you've sort of cleaned house internally before you kick on the big lights. And you're talking about how Pisces like attempting to get a bigger reach to connect with more people. And the changing lines, it goes from 36 to 37, which is kind of interesting. You don't see that a lot in coin throws where the follow-up is actually one number later. But 37 is the family. So this is about your kindred spirits, your community, your human relationships, your tribe, and intimate relationships with others. So taken as a whole, it's like, don't assume that just because it's time to like withdraw a little bit that you're going to lose connection with the people that matter, or that you're going to lose the momentum towards getting that reach that you're attempting to connect with more and more people in the tribe. So the Shaman Oracle, all right, well, let's just say this. Basically, sometimes you got to go within and clean house within and communicate with the inner archetypes in order to find the best version of those archetypes in the external world in the form of the family or the tribe. So you don't always have to like shine and have your public face on 24/7. In fact, doing the inner work is going to magnetize the right people to you automatically. Not automatically, but you know what I mean. And then interestingly, the Shaman Oracle card is the lower world. The lower world in shamanism represents it kind of represents like nature. In terms of like shamanic journey work, it's the place that you go under the earth to meet animal spirits or like animal totems, guides like that. It's also where our demons live, and we can go and meet them through inner journey work to transform them back into the pure energy or source energy that we originally created them out of. So this is like a soul retrieval. So altogether, this is basically giving you the medicine message of you need to face some things in your past that are in the lower world or behind you or in your unconscious, possibly in the form of trauma, maybe ways that you hurt others, not just ways that you've been hurt by others. And that is going to help you form more coherent and healthy bonds with the people in your life that you're seeking to connect with.
I like that. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but something about your sound sounds weird.
Okay.
almost
I'm
like
not sure.
almost like you I don't know if your mic is too high.
Okay, it could be a little hot.
Maybe. It's
Let me
just
leave the room and come back in through Chrome, which is usually how I'm in StreamYard. I'll be right back.
okay. Good times. In the meantime, Pisces. Pisces. I got some really interesting cards for you, Pisces. So, 3 cards came out all at once. We've got the Sun, and we're gonna bring Chance back in.
Yeah, what how do I sound now?
Say something again.
Something again. Is it kind of the same?
It is a little bit better. How does it sound for you guys in the chat? Is that just my headphones? It could
Yeah,
be
if
my
it's too hot, I
headphones.
can definitely turn it down manually on the mixer here.
Yeah. You've got all the tools and stuff. I'm just like, I got my browser.
Okay, how's that? Better?
That is better. Yeah. Okay. That is better.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Sweet. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Pisces. I got the Sun.
Oh,
I
we
got
got
temp.
the sex spammer in the chat. All right, let me
Oh,
just
snap. How did that even happen? Oh my God. Help.
report.
Help me. Help.
I got it. I got you, fam.
Holy shit. Has good time. Okay, so this is a great example of Venus squared Neptune. Right there. Right
Yeah, it
there.
came right out of
That
nowhere.
that right there.
You don't want
That
that type of
that'd be
strange.
don't do it. Okay. Don't do it. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's funny. That's terrible. That's terrible.
You did
Okay.
say your mic was hot. That's good, Kalina.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so Pisces. Oh my god. So we got the sun, Pisces. The sun. So, I love this because we're talking about shining your light, right? Um, the sun to me, this card represents freedom. It represents play. It represents, you know, revealing something that has been hidden, very much in line with the themes of this full moon. We also have temperance, which is alchemy. This is art. This is taking two polar opposites that don't seem like they go together and putting them together to create something beautiful. Um, and, how did I
Two
miss the spicy
major
stuff?
arcanas for Pisces. It's a big week for you.
And the 5 of Wands. So with the 5 of Wands coming in, this is the fuel and the fire that you're going to need to create this artistic change within and without. And that's really cryptic, but I know that Pisces will fucking understand exactly what I mean, so I'm not worried about that. Yep. Um yeah, so really the 5 of Wands, because this full moon is happening in your 11th house, like I said, there could very well be some interesting and spicy things coming up in your wider social network that need to be cut back. But don't be afraid of using those boundaries, Pisces, because a little bit of structure, cryptic is my middle name. Exactly. I knew you'd get it. A little bit of structure goes a long way. And maybe those are the two opposites that you're trying to bring together, right? Structure and free form, free flow, fish tardedness. Can you marry the two? Can you bring them together in some way? I believe you can. Um, the oracle card that I got for you was worry. It says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So if you're worried about this Five of Wands happening, it's going to happen anyway. There's literally no way to stop it, right? The only thing that you can do is control your responses and use that to alchemize and then create more freedom and more joy and more abundance in the end.
I like how the sun comes up because with the darkening of the light card, it's not like the light is going away. It's just that we're shining it inward and we still want light, but it's not about the external at this time for Pisces. Very cool.
According to you, maybe.
Well, according to my cards. Yes.
Just kidding. Just teasing.
I took you way too seriously.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Oh shit. Okay. Banners. Banners are great. Aquarius. Aquarius. I think I sing that literally every time I sing Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. This full moon is happening in your 12th house. There's 12 in the chat right now. That's fun. Cool. So the 12th house, right? This is the subconscious realm, the subliminal, your dream space. Full moon conjunct Pluto in your fucking 12th house. Whoa. Expect there to be something major revealed to you, either in your dream, in meditation, something along those lines. So definitely be paying attention. And if you have talked to Michelle for mugwort stuff, this would be the 13th, the day before, fucking from now till the full moon. If you're into if you are feeling up to working with mugwort, I would. And journal what comes up for you. Okay. Sometimes what the 12th house shows us is things that are ultimately the cause of our own undoing. Okay. So, like bad habits, self sabotaging behavior. These are things that are likely for you to see that you can get rid of. These kinds of bad habits are what's most likely to come up. So be open to that, and also be open to people telling you about them. Here's the thing about the 12th house is it's really hard for us to see our own 12th house. Other people see our 12th house before we do, because we act out in crazy ways. It's like you don't always know when you're acting out, right? So be open to that, but also just keep in mind that, like, as this full moon is going down, sometimes the hidden enemies that you think are out there are actually in here. So that's really just all I got to say about that. Word. Did you already do your throws?
Yeah, I'm trying to get ahead as I can so that I can actually listen to you.
I love that.
Yeah, so we got the I Ching for Aquarius. They also had a changing line, only one changing line. So it begins with increase 42. The meaning, the end's about the fertile ground that allows for the flowering and expansion of abundance in our life in some way. You could think of it as like the phase of when a plant reaches the fruiting stage, or when the mushrooms are coming up out of the ground and the mycelial network has the nutrients in order to spore those babies out there. So with increase, it is a dynamic of the air element, or the gentle, supported by the arousal energy. So this is like this dynamic is created by focusing our life force energy on the very simple and gentle mechanism of the breath and allowing that to bring us health and vitality. But then the changing line goes from 42 increase to 27, the corners of the mouth. So the corners of the mouth is very Cancerian. It's about nurturing and providing for ourselves and for others. It is the actual nutrients that we need for health. It is the proper thoughts and behaviors that enhance our mind state and bring us that kind of vital chi mentally and physically. So we're looking at how these two things play together. I would say give yourself an increase in nutrition right now, Aquarius, and an increase in anything that is nourishing. Focus on that and allow what else you need to bring to fruition in your life to be enhanced by the added extra nourishment. And then the Shaman Oracle card is the Tree of Life. So the Tree of Life really reflects everything I was just saying, because the message of this card is about how to have tall branches for a tree to reach high into the heavens, it needs to have deep roots, right? Kaylee knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Shout out to Carl Jung, the real OG.
Yeah, right. Something about like to reach the heavens, your roots got to go down into hell, that type of thing. Well, the Tree of Life, the whole purpose of a tree is to bear fruit, and for that fruit to be health providing and not rotten in some way, or actually come to fruition. The nourishment and nutrition is required to get to that point, and all the environmental factors that need to be just right for that tree should be respected and honored at this time. So Aquarius, you're getting a strong message of like, take care of yourself right now. extra TLC nutrition.
Dr. Chance has ordered you to eat extra nutrition.
No Taco Bell.
No Taco Bell.
But that applies to all of you forever.
Yeah. I always gotta laugh when I like I'm reading a chart or cards or whatever, and I'm like, this piece of advice applies to everybody everywhere all of the time, but for you specifically right now, definitely. Yeah, anyway, it cracks me up. So, wow, my cards tie into what you said exactly, dude. Exactly.
Before you get into that, I just want to say the other day I was over at my mom and dad's house, and my dad pulled out, he's like a terrible eater, eats the worst like trash snacks and fast food and shit. And he went and pulled out tasty cakes from the cabinet, and he's sitting there and he started reading off the ingredients and chemicals that are in the tasty cake. And then he's like out loud to all of us. And then he started Googling some of the words and was like, oh, wow, this says it causes nerve damage. This says it causes da da da. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. And then the result was he threw it away. So
hey,
I was really happy to see that.
Okay, let me get to the cards before Kalina has to go. That was a beautiful story, Chance. Thank you for sharing. Your dad's a legend.
Patience, okay. Kalina. If Aries has to go last, you can wait a little longer.
She has farm chores in the morning. Okay, anyway.
All right.
So, Aquarius. I got 2 cards came out first, and because 3 came over Pisces, I was like, I want 3, so I got 3 cards. But let's talk about these 2 first. All right, we've got the High Priestess, okay, and the 5 of Cups reversed. So, High Priestess, gotta listen to your intuition. Literally exactly what we just said. All of the things that we just said reinforced by the High Priestess. Gotta listen to your intuition. Make sure you're tapping into the knowledge and the wisdom that's inherent in your body. Pay attention to your dreams. All of the things that we already said. High Priestess it up, okay? So, 5 of Cups, though. With the High Priestess, the 5 of Cups reverse specifically, to me, this is talking about making sure that you're not just drowning your emotions, whatever emotions are coming up, whether it's grief, whether it's loss and grief, or guilt about something, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. The point is, make sure that you are not just escaping by like I don't know, burying yourself into work. Say, for example, my moon in Capricorn, that's what I do. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go work. I don't need to deal with these emotions right now. It's fine. And that it always fucks me up later. Okay, don't do that. And yeah, and Aquarius, I mean, you have the reputation of just detaching for a reason. Sometimes it's for great things and you can do wonderful, amazing, inventive, crazy work. Sometimes though, you might be detaching from your emotions in an unhealthy way. So pay attention to that. And then the third card that I got was actually the 10 of Pentacles, which is super positive. So absolutely beautiful. As you are clearing any stuck emotions, as you are acknowledging and allowing the release of those emotions, that is when you can really begin to I hate using the word manifest, but that is when you can really like maximize your earning potential. How's that?
Well, I
Yeah,
like the 10 of Pentacles to be like happily ever after, not just about earnings per se. It's like mom, dad, the kids, and grandma too.
totally. And I mean, if you want to expand on the 10 of Pentacles a little bit as well, it's a Virgo card, right? It's the last deacon of Virgo. It's ruled by the ruler of Virgo, Mercury. So it's definitely about um the end of harvesting something. And Virgo to me also has aspects of service and health and ceremony, even. So it's like perfecting something. It's perfecting some aspect of ceremony or ritual and seeing the fruits of that labor. So, anyway, the oracle card that I got for you was surrender. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Interesting. I'm going to leave you to chew on that. Any comments on that, Chance?
I was chewing. I can't talk and chew at the same time.
Why not? Okay. Beautiful.
All right, Capricorn.
Capricorn. You're the star of the show today. How does that make you feel? Uncomfortable? I bet. Okay. Capricorn. Full moon in your sign, conjunct Pluto. So the intense transformations that you've been going through the entire time fucking Pluto's been in your sign. Do I sound bitter? I feel a bit bitter. All of these transformations are coming to a head. Okay. There are some big themes playing out, and this full moon is going to point you in the direction of the last piece of the puzzle, the last boss battle, you could say, that needs to be worked through, right? This is really important. Okay. It's important for everybody, but like Capricorn, you're almost out of the woods. Okay. Pluto's moving on to Aquarius very soon. Like next year, he's gonna start moving into Aquarius, pop back in, move back to Aquarius, pop back in. This fucking he does this crypt walk dance bullshit over that 0 degree a lot. But there's one last thing that you need to let go of. Some aspect of your identity or there's something that's simultaneously coming into fruition and blossoming at the same time that you need to do some pruning back. So think about that. That could play out in a number of different ways. A literal way that this full moon is playing out for me personally, your first house and your seventh house can sometimes represent your grandparents. And for me, I have my moon in Capricorn, and I just uncovered some very serious plutonic themes happening with my maternal grandmother, moon in Capricorn. So that's my boss battle. I don't know how this is going to play out for you guys, but there's a lot there that can be said about traditions and like should we be putting our elderly in homes, and should we you know how disconnected are we from older models of community and family being that might even be a little bit healthier because these types of situations wouldn't necessarily happen. I mean, there's always going to be fucked up people doing fucked up things, but that's not the point. Anyway, Capricorn, have fun.
Yeah, you
Good
told
luck.
you told me the story about that, and God love your granny. Just say she's not the plutonic force in this story, for the record.
My
She's a
grandmother is a
sweet, innocent, perfect angel.
My grandmother's a fucking legend, okay? I'm so excited to show her my victory garden. You have no idea.
So
Anyway.
good. Yeah, I saw your garden today on Telegram. It is incredible.
So that's the house garden. Okay,
Right,
so we've
that's not
got
even the whole thing, right? Yeah.
that's not the market garden. So that's our house garden.
I've
Okay?
got two broccoli plants.
Eh,
That's
that's great.
like my whole garden.
That's fucking good. That's still like 3 florets of broccoli, okay? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the house garden, and then there's another property where we've got the market garden going. We're gonna give Granny a tour. I'm so excited.
All right.
Anyway.
So I Ching confirms your message about, making steady gains, bro, but also a boss battle coming up or whatever, however you want to say it. So here we go. Progress is where we're beginning. This is the yin energy, the body and the earth and the container and the unconscious mind in support of the clinging, passionate fire energy. So we have like this whirling dervish guy who just keep on dancing. So this is like, appreciating yourself to the level, and I mean appreciating yourself in all the ways, like increasing your own value, but also being grateful towards yourself, showing yourself gratitude, and how that process will continually allow you to make improvements and gains and also be recognized and seen for who you are by others. So this is like, the path of more and more clarity. And Capricorn definitely wants the clarity to see the big picture and the whole structure. But
Make it practical or bust.
well, sorry, it's not going to be like that. You're going to get the chance to see the big picture, but it's going to come in the flash of the arousing of really a shocking crisis type upheaval moment where in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the darkness of this difficult situation that is the arousing, you're going to have at least a few moments where the entire environment will be illuminated by the flash, and it's going to wake you up. But that wake up might take time to unpack. So you need to keep on the path of progress. You need to keep moving steady up the mountain, the holy mountain. Okay. Like as we're going up this holy mountain, the Mount Meru, heading towards our true north, the Mount Olympus, whatever you want to call it, there is definitely boss battles along the way there. There's like guardians of various levels of the threshold. But the holy mountain, I think the message for you here is that keep doing the things that have got you where you're going. You'll get through the crisis moment. And the dramatic power shift of the arousing can be the power shifting in your favor, even if it comes in the form of like, wow, I did not want to have to deal with this today. When you do deal with whatever it is that you didn't want to have to deal with today or this week, I should say this week, it's going to be something that needed to be tidied up anyway. The external situation is representing your progress on the internal level, giving you the ability to like handle even what seemed like a crazy manifestation. And keep on your progress and realize that even when you reach the mountaintop and you can see the big picture and you have this increased clarity from your progress, which is what Capricorn wants, to see everything from above and see how it all fits together and get the whole structure and be above it all, the authority of it all. Realize that this could be a time in your life where you don't need to actually climb back down the mountain. Okay, that life has mountains and valleys, and oftentimes we're going on this sine wave of ups and downs. But what if this time from the mountaintop, you decided to just take those legs that you've been working out from that climb and jump all the way to the next mountain and just jump straight from mountaintop to mountaintop? I mean that like metaphorically, but this is possible. I call it top hopping. You can totally do it. You don't have to go down into the valley of sorrows again if you don't want to. There may be things in life that ask you, do you want to come down to the valley of sorrows? But you don't have to do it. I'm telling you, you actually don't have to do it. Jenny B knows what I'm talking about. Top hopping, hashtag. So like, yeah, you're getting up that holy mountain. You're going to have to blood, sweat, and tears to do it. Might even have a very very awe-inspiring boss battle challenge, but just keep making progress. Focus on the progress.
My Saturn
The
wants
end.
to argue with you so hard.
You can't just jump from a mountain to a mountain.
That's not practical.
I'm
That's
offering
against
that
the
to you,
rules.
Capricorn. Try it out. It's a ram thing. You wouldn't understand.
That's not the rules. You can't just make up your own rules. Anyway, but at the same time, I got some really confusing cards and I need to like, what the fuck? Okay. Seriously, what the fuck?
I
I'm really
can't help you.
confused.
It's up
Why
to you.
not? I don't get it. Okay, there.
I don't want to know what you mean by that, Andrea. Do I have to change the hashtag? What are we going to come up with a different name? Okay, I'm fine with a different name.
Andrea, just randomly say top hopping in a gay bar.
Oh,
That
I'm
could be a
scared
fun
of that.
experiment. Okay, so the cards that I got that confused me, Capricorn, are the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Do you understand why I'm confused? I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, okay. Oh, yeah. Jenny, exactly. We do need the depths. So, speaking of the depths,
You can see them from up at the top. You don't have to
well,
go down there.
We can't dive down into the depths up at the tops. Chance almost called you Capricorn. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups, and then I pulled a third card because that's what we're doing today. We're doing 3 cards. So King of Cups and Nine of Cups. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? So what's kind of interesting about this to me is full moon, right? That means that the sun is in your 7th house, the house of partnerships, Cancer, deep feelings. I don't know if y'all know this, but behind Capricorn's tough exterior, they're actually the biggest hopeless romantics you'll probably ever fucking meet. Okay. Cancer's their 7th house. Just think about that for a minute. Yeah.
No, I think Leo's got you on that.
Yeah, but your 7th house is Aquarius of detachment. I don't know, man.
Stop knowing more than me. Stop it.
Okay, thank you for distracting me. I couldn't. Yeah, okay. So anyway, King of Cups, Nine of Cups. All right. Wow. So I get it now. Fuck, I know what this is about. No. Okay. So with the moon in Capricorn, okay. This is inviting you, Capricorn, to really feel into your fucking emotions. How do you actually feel about this? They say moon in Capricorn, doesn't feel anything. Well, it's all closed off and stuff, but it's not actually true. That's a stereotype that really needs to die. But we can, I say we because I got moon in Capricorn, we can clamp down on those emotions and not let them flow. This is the kind of full moon lunation where you need to allow that to come out and surface. And, Chance is saying you don't have to go down into this, but I'm going to disagree with you, Chance. Sometimes you need to release that. So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing a toxic emotional thing going on, but I am seeing that, it's important to be this is the most Capricorn thing I've ever said. It's important to be responsible for your emotions. Oh shit. Yeah, you need to be responsible for your emotions. And this is an opportunity for you to really shed some layer, some armoring that you've been holding on to. So allow this full moon conjunct Pluto. If you have to take time away from everybody else, do it so that you can really dig deep into the parts of yourself that no longer apply and aren't helping and aren't serving. The parts of your personality that want to hold on and that want to hold on to grief and guilt and use that as a part of your personality. Fucking let it go, dude. Let it go, dude. Let the tears flow. I need to rewatch this because this is a message to me. The third card actually is the Three of Wands, but in reverse. So I'm gonna say that you've got plans, you've got things that you want to accomplish, seeds that are already in the ground, But this kind of week, this full moon, this is about not worrying so much about getting things done and doing the things to get the points, and worrying a little bit more about making sure that you are coming from a solid foundation yourself, right? Yeah, and there's also things about, like, I don't know, the 3 of Wands can also be like a reverse, can also be like a lack of confidence. So just realize that that is coming from a belief structure that it's way past time to let go of. So there you go. And an oracle card.
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna say, Chance?
I still think you can just jump to the other mountain. I mean, like, okay, sometimes you got to go down to go up. Sure. But I'm just saying this time, just try it this time. Just try to Superman that shit.
Maximum effort. So
Yeah.
pride, Capricorn. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Do 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 do.
It really fits the progress card because it's about appreciation and about how when you appreciate yourself fully, you appreciate others more fully as well. And they appreciate you more and you appreciate them more. And it's like, you know, reflection, mirror, beauty thing. All right. See,
Word.
Rachel's down. Rachel's down to just jump. Superman.
Rachel's not a Capricorn.
So what? She's earthy. She's got the Taurus.
Oh man. But you have a house that is ruled by Capricorn. Yeah. Jenny, it's a really loose wide square. Chiron's at 16 degrees, the moon's at 21, so it's 5 degrees out. So I mean technically yes, it's a little bit wide for an asteroid, but you could totally include that in the interpretation. I mean, I had to talk about every single fucking planet except for Mars and Jupiter. I was like, no, we're not including asteroids. That's enough. Oh god. Yep. Hey Gordy. Alrighty, who are we on now? We are on Sagittarius.
Sage guitarist.
Sagittarius. This full moon is happening in your second house. This is the second house of resources, of self-worth, of possessions, quite literally. Full moon here, okay? Think about what was going on 6 months ago in Capricorn season. What kinds of things were you starting? Were you starting any kind of new like business ventures that you might be actually seeing some return on investments kind of thing? The theme of this full moon, because it's about pruning back in order to allow even bigger, better growth, maybe you might need to do some adjustments with your budget, or something along that line. Wow, that's really interesting. Have you ever thought about, okay, I know most of you probably haven't, but have you ever thought about,
will you say that last part again? What house is this in for them? What do they need to adjust their finances?
Second house. Capricorn full moon, second house for Sag. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to be a Sag rising with Capricorn as your second house? Like, can you imagine the amount of like structure that Saturn would demand in your finances? That's wild to me. I'm like, what? Anyway, so Sagittarius, second house.
Is this like what they? Is this what they call a budget? Budget? Is that how you say it?
Yes, a budget.
I've never tried that. Is it fun?
Oh my god, no. But it allows you to have more fun. This is one. Okay, this is Chance. This is one of those cases.
I'm having plenty of fun. I don't even know what a budget is.
This is one of those situations where having like some limits allows you to have more fun in other areas. Sagittarius knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Right? Like if you don't budget how much money you have to gamble with and you gamble it all away, you're fucked. But if you budget how much you can gamble with, and then you make a whole bunch with then there's more money for your budget. You know what I mean? So anyway,
I don't gamble. I just do things and things work out. Just do the different strategies. We're all different.
oh my god, yeah, dude, different strategies, and I'm just like,
Yeah, but you have a way better garden, so you got that going on.
I do a pretty badass garden. But anyway, this is about Sagittarius, Chance, not about
I
me,
know,
okay?
and I have things for Sagittarius if they're ready.
Okay. They're not ready because I'm not done talking.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Continue. I'm just trying to follow the rules. So many rules. You said make laughter and shit.
Good job, Chance. Gold star. I know you need to be appreciated right now. You're doing great.
Give
Okay,
me all
so
the
Sagittarius.
appreciation.
I'm gonna mute you. So Sagittarius.
If I mute myself, you can't.
Okay, so Capricorn second house, full moon second house. All right, this is. You know what? You might fucking need to budget, okay? Because it might very well be that there's a situation that comes up where it's like, oh, okay, we are getting some money here, but with Pluto here, it's been transiting through the second house for fucking forever since 2008. I'm so done with it. But at the same time, terrified about Pluto and Aquarius. I'm like, that doesn't sound fun. Anyway, we're going to make it fun though, Chance. You and I, we need to brainstorm about this. But anyway, there very well could be some really serious stuff that comes up during this week where it's like, okay, if I don't really plan out how this is going to work, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can make ends meet, right? But at the same time, there's something that you started in December, January, around the time of the Capricorn new moon, where you planted some seeds that are now coming to fruition. But it's a situation where you might need to give up something in order to fully realize the other thing, right? So think about that and let me know how that lands for you. Yeah, 2023 exactly. I'm like, nah. No. No. Yeah, dude. Anyway, Sagittarius. Let's look at your cards.
Okay, so we're talking about the second house for Sag, right? Couldn't that also be like, their Venus, their love interest?
No, second house is not the same as Taurus. So
That's
that's a
how I
big
remember it. So I'm wrong. Okay.
I know. That's in modern Western astrology, we have made that where it's like first house is Aries, second house is Taurus, but there are some differences between the second house and Taurus. So it can help to think of it. Oh no, I hope not. Shit. Anyway, unless that means that you now have the time to start your own business. I don't know. Think about that. So anyway, yeah, so there are some differences between Taurus and the second house, and that doesn't automatically mean Venus, right? And that can that can help you remember, like, oh, this is what the second house is: values, finances, possessions, right? Food. But we lose a lot of the detail and the nuance because the second house for Sagittarius is not Taurus, it's Capricorn. So it's not Taurus or Venus, it's Capricorn and Saturn. Does that make sense?
It does to you.
Okay.
I mean, good. Yeah, it does. Good enough. I just thought I was gonna like slam dunk some. Anyway.
Hey, I mean, if they have
let me do.
Venus,
I'm ready. Let's go.
If they have Venus and Capricorn, then yes.
Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe you'll know. Okay, but here's what we got, Sag. First of all, retreat 33, Illuminati confirmed.
at 1:11 on the clock. Oh
yeah, 9/11 where I'm at, so even extra Illuminati. But hey,
oh shit.
Retreat is about bringing your spiritual currency of your attention and supporting it with stillness, like bringing it back to the still center point, the big part of yourself, the iceberg that's under the ocean that is more than what we can experience in this particular human incarnation. So retreat is like letting go and withdrawing from something so that you are able to look back inward and get familiar with again, rejuvenate again with your true intentions for why you're here and, your true, deeper, innate self. It's kind of a lot like what Pisces got, but it's got a changing line to 31 influence. So influence is about like, kind of like twin flamey type deal, courtship and magnetism and stimulating connections. It's also about like your general allure to the rest of the world, your ability to magnetize people who love you for any reason, technically. But this might be saying maybe Sagittarius is trying too hard to like chase somebody or something, maybe spending too much of their currency in the form of their attention on an idealized version of a person or a situation, where what really needs to happen is pulling back, getting in tune with themselves and doing their thing so that whatever is most right in alignment with their actual true self is magnetized to them without them needing to like try to run out and get that. So I don't understand that comment. Sorry, that totally threw me off. I don't know what that means. Anyway, their Shaman Oracle card is the rainbow, and not like the Pride Month rainbow, but more like the rainbow light body or the rainbow bridge, those type of esoteric ideas. So when the rainbow card comes up, it's saying, hey, don't chase for the gold at the end of the rainbow. Go and build summon the inner gold through connecting the rainbow bridge that is your chakras. Like, get yourself in proper alignment. So, it's time to do that. And basically, in doing so, you'll come into right relationship with the people around you. All right. So, specifically, one of the meanings of this rainbow card is get to your true, deepest, realist intentions that are most pure to your spiritual essence, and don't get lost in daydreams. I know Sagittarius has like a lot of daydreaming going on in general. So the daydreams could be like who you're chasing after or what you're chasing after. And just like the rainbow, like the closer you get to it, what feels like you're going towards it, it's still just like this light effect in the sky. You're never going to find the damn leprechauns, even though you really wish that you could find the leprechauns. Let the leprechauns come to you. And that's it. And maybe even it'll get sexy, possibly. If you are really, maybe if you get your chakras aligned, someone will come enjoy that with you.
Dude, another fucking beautiful example of Venus squared Neptune. Do you see this shit? But also, what you were saying, Chance, is perfect considering the Venus Neptune square. So you did actually slam dunk it with the astrology. It's just I didn't talk about that specifically for Sagittarius because they've got, so Venus is currently in Gemini, right? Which is Sagittarius' seventh house of partnerships, right? And then Neptune is sitting in their fourth house of Pisces, squaring this Venus. Like literally, Venus is currently in an applying square, which means that it's not exact yet. It's almost there. So yeah, exactly. Christy, fucking badass Scorpio. she sees through that shit. So anyway, 100%, dude, 100%. Anyway, so the cards that I got for Sagittarius are the King and the Queen of Swords. So also, by the way, the Queen, or rather the King, came out right exactly as you said. Oh, what was the word? What's the name of the card?
Which one?
The very first one you talked about.
Retreat.
Okay, it wasn't that word. Anyway,
retreat. I had for Sag, I had retreat, influence, and the
influence.
Rainbow.
Influence. It came out right when he said influence. Motherfucker in the chat fucking threw me off. I'm like, cucumbers. I don't want to see your cucumber. Anyway, so how about we put a stop to that bullshit cucumber slang and bullshit grossness and just slice it out. Just fucking cut it right off. Okay, sorry. Anyway, Sag. So King and
See, the
Queen of
king and
Swords.
queen together, though, that is very influency.
Yes, very much so. Exactly. Influence. So influence, King of Swords came out. What I love about the King of Swords, this in this deck anyway, this is an Aquarius card. Very highly influential. Okay. This is you stepping into your power, okay? Being straightforward, being honest with people, holding people accountable, right? Taking responsibility for your shit and dark moments with Kaylee. What? I've got Pluto fucking sitting on my moon, man, okay? Anyway, I'm channeling you, Sag. That's you. You know what I love about Sagittarius as well? They will tell you the truth. In fact, they wish a motherfucker would so that they could tell them the truth and just be like, "No, look, this is what's up. This is why you're an idiot." That's Sag,
I
okay?
thought that was
Like,
Virgo.
no, it's Sag.
Virgo
Have you
doesn't wait for
seen?
you to ask, do they? They just tell you.
Have you seen Lindsay? Have you met Lindsay? Sagittarius. I fucking love Lindsay for that. I'm just like, you're the most Sag I've ever met. Anyway, this is you, okay, with your partner in crime, your partner in whatever, I don't know. And you're fighting a battle together, okay? The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is very much the need to have courage, the need to be centered in yourself enough to know the truth, to know the information, to understand exactly why you're doing what you're doing, because people are going to challenge you. What I love about sevens is this is you getting ready to jump up to another octave. It's an initiation moment. It's an invitation. Do you want to step up and level up? Or do you want to stay at the level that you are at right now? So you're being tested, right? And because the king and the queen are out here, this is something that you are supposed to do with your partner, a challenge that you're supposed to overcome with your partner. So cut through the bullshit, cut through the delusions, the illusions, cut right to the heart of the truth. And I know that you can do that, Sag. Also, I literally have goosebumps over my entire fucking body right now. So you got this. I know you got this. If there's some like disagreement or thing that comes up with your partner, if you are in fact in a committed relationship, just remember the influence of Neptune is seriously fucking with things. So take a step back if you have to, take a deep breath and
Retreat.
retreat. Yeah, I forgot you pulled that exactly. So if you need to retreat a little bit, retreat a little bit. Take
Retreat
your
doesn't
breath.
mean you lose. It means that you regroup so that you don't lose.
Exactly, right? There's lots of strategies and tools that you can employ with a partner. As long as both of you are mature enough to engage in those tools together, you're good to go. If they're not, then fuck them. You need to cut them out anyway. So
Brutal. Dark
savage.
moments with Kaylee.
Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Do you, Sag? Do you? Because guess what? You're going to have to go through some dark fucking moments, okay? Fuck you guys. Yeah. Oh man. But seriously, I love you. I love you guys. And Sag, you got this, okay? I need a minute.
You have 1 minute.
That's
It's almost
funny.
Scorpio time. We have a fun setup for Scorpio.
Do you have a fun setup for Scorpio?
I think it looks good for Scorpio. I don't know, but I don't know what the astrology says for Scorpio. We'll see. They're usually pretty hard on Scorpio.
Poor Scorpio.
It's always their fault. Kiss of betrayal.
No, it's not. Okay. Poor Scorpio.
In my life, it is. It's always their fault. It is what it is.
I'm not gonna say anything. So anyway, Chance, Scorpio's your fourth house. Oh man. Okay, anyway. All right. So Scorpio. This is a third house full moon, okay? Capricorn is your third house of siblings, of short journeys, right? So communication. Communication is key. Communication is key. Who would have thought? So this is really interesting, okay? We were just talking about the kiss of betrayal and the stereotype of Scorpio like lashing out, right? With the scorpion type of thing. Well, Pluto transiting through the third house with this full moon on Pluto, I am going to warn you to be careful of doing that exact thing. Okay. But the nice thing about this being a full moon with all of the stuff going on, right, is the North Node, okay? The North Node in Uranus is in your seventh house, all right? It's kind of intense. That's kind of intense. I'm not gonna lie. The South Node going through your first house is really asking you to let go and surrender of a lot of pieces of your life that are just not working anymore. With the full moon in your third house conjunct Pluto, this is revealing to you or illuminating aspects about how you communicate with other people that need to be changed, right? Uh, this can also like quite literally play out where there's a situation with a sibling that comes up and maybe you need to confront them about whatever is happening. Some other ways that this could play out is like just quite literally there's things that go down in your neighborhood literally that are seedy as fuck and you have to change something about that. But really what I would like you to do right now is to think about what kinds of things you were starting in December and January. Like actually this would be a really good time to check in with like what were your New Year's resolutions if you made any. Just putting that out there is just something to think about. I literally just thought of that just now, but like if you had any resolutions about journaling more, if you had any resolutions about um talking more and coming out of your shell a little bit and communicating more, this would be a great time to do so. Um so yeah, some themes. Oh no. Oh my god. Yeah, Scorpio. It's yeah. It's not fun. It's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. South Node in the first house, it's not fun. But you can do it. Okay. If anybody can make it through crazy transits, it's people that have already crazy Scorpio houses. All right. Coming into this realm with a lot of Scorpio puts you into a position where you are inherently incredibly powerful. And the Scorpio archetype is about healing yourself so that you can heal the world. So keep that in mind as we're going through this full moon. And I love you. I love you. Okay.
Yeah, so you're talking about expression,
Yep.
speaking up or whatever. Scorpio gets enthusiasm. So this is one of my favorite of the whole I Ching. It's actually only one line different from the pure creative of maybe like okay, I'm sorry. It's one line different from the pure receptive, that is. So it's very close to a pure yin card with just one solid line, and that solid line is in the throat chakra. So and this is my interpretation of I Ching. So if that doesn't make sense to somebody, I don't care. But enthusiasm is telling you like whatever it is that you're expressing and communicating or creating, bring the reverence of joy to that thing. Like, if you express yourself positively, then you're going to inspire the same thing in other people. Look at how your energy that you bring to the relationship or to the conversation, really pay attention to how that is actually how that will for sure influence how the conversation goes, rather than looking at like coming to a conversation with a defensive attitude with your stinger up, you freaking Scorpio. Ready to like as soon as they do the wrong thing, you're like, I'm gonna get you. Instead, come in like chilled out and excited at the same time, excited to be engaging. And like, if you need a little bit of help figuring out what it is you could be enthusiastic about to bring like that authentic joy and gratitude to your expressions with other people, well, the other card or the other hexagram is small is beautiful. So you're literally getting the answer right now. This is super easy. You bring your enthusiasm to your expression by finding what's extraordinary about the ordinary. Like, pay attention, tune into the little things that are awesome. Slow down and smell the roses, whatever you want to say. But the more attention that you pay to your environment, authentic, undivided, unfiltered attention, the more you're just going to notice that everything's awesome. But you got to first drop the preconceived notions of like what is mundane and what is boring and what is, everyday that we take for granted. And recognize that the earth, this is your Shaman Oracle card, the earth is literally, the entire earth is a gift into the world of form from the world of spirit. And in fact, there's not even really a difference between the two. There's just the one world, but it has this cause and effect nature that spirit is what is animating and generating all of this stuff. So enjoy that, recognize that. And in terms of the earth coming up as a oracle card, the more that you're focused on reverent service to the world, and first you have to clean up yourself before that's even possible. The more integrity and gratitude and humility that you bring to the world in that reverence, the more that you're going to prosper. It's amazing paradox. Like, you're being invited right now to just focus on appreciating the natural gifts that are always available and always around you all the time. And if you're feeling really ungrounded or thrown off lately, then get into the nurturing aspects of the earth. Like, go on a forest walk, get yourself barefoot at the park or whatever, eat foods that came from the earth, that there's nothing different about the food you're eating than when it came from the earth. You know what I mean? Like, not out of a box. Let the earth be your medicine and the main component of your self-care if you're feeling a little thrown off. And those are the little things that make up the big things. They're going to help you bring the enthusiasm. The answer is find the extraordinary in the ordinary and communicate it to other people in a way that you're fucking stoked about it. And they will be more stoked about you, and everything is going to work better.
I fucking love that. Especially with these cards. Holy fucking fire, Scorpio. Wow. I got the Ace of Wands, I got the Nine of Wands, and I got Temperance. Come on, bomb, 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 bomb. You're setting off fireworks? It sounds like it. Yeah, wow, Scorpio. Okay, Ace of Wands, something very super fucking passionate. Exactly what Chance was saying. What are you stoked about? Tell us about what you're stoked about. That sounds fucking great. Nine of Wands. I love the Nine of Wands. You know why I love the Nine of Wands? This is the Lord of Great Strength. This is also a Sagittarius card. So there's an aspect of belief and faith here. What fires you up? Tell us about it. Be ready to defend it. But also, sometimes difficult situations come about that actually just make us stronger in the end. The third card, Temperance, speaks exactly of that exact same thing, in my humble opinion. My humble opinion. Scorpio, this is a lot of firepower. I feel like Temperance is really asking you to balance out your depth. This quite literally Scorpio is actually depicted on this card. Right there. Balance out your depth and intensity with something light and beautiful and inspirational. So, hell yeah. That's really, I mean, there's what else can I say? You're the first one that got an ace. I fucking love it. Let's fucking go. What this also is making me think, thinking back to the astrology, with the nodal placement that I touched on briefly, whatever it is that Pluto is asking you to compost, like I said at the very beginning for reading for the collective, basically, whatever it is that you're getting rid of, whatever belief it is that you have about yourself, whatever negative thought pattern, perhaps third house thinking, whatever that is, it's helping you propel yourself towards some kind of partnership that will like that you're supposed to be building on anyway. So that's fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Just saying.
It's all right.
Just saying. Discipline. Interesting. I can accomplish what I set my mind to.
That includes looking for positive. looking for the good.
Yes.
Mind is a pattern recognition. It's like a pattern recognition game. You know, you can tell it what game to play, what pattern to recognize. And Scorpio might be typically kind of leaning towards the program of where's the threat? How do I protect the people and things I love? And 100%. The fixed signs are kind of like that. But in terms of being a bit on the defensive side. And that's okay too. But Scorpio for sure. So was there more to say before I bogarted on top of your Oracle card? Sorry.
That was it.
Said it for you.
I might even just add to that, but I don't think I will actually. I think that's good. But I am also trying to move out of the sunlight because that was blinding. Blinded by the light. You guys know that song?
I believe we've heard it before.
1 or 2 times, eh? All right. A. Libra. Okay, Libra. So Capricorn is
bringing the justice.
4th house. Bringing the justice at home. So 4th house, all right? This is quite literally the conditions in your home. This is one of the more hidden houses that you can't necessarily see easily or reveal easily. Yeah, I just muted you, motherfucker.
So that's how it feels. I do that to people all the time.
Now you know. Anyway, Libra. So Capricorn full moon at home. All right. Look, there's been stuff going on at home that you've been ignoring. Plain and simple. This full moon is going to reveal to you exactly what it is that you've been ignoring that you need to take care of. This is not something you can push under the rug, or rather brush under the rug, whatever. This is not something that you can just like gloss over or run away from or avoid. In fact, I would advise to not avoid it and head straight first into the difficulty and the stickiness and the challenge. That's the best way to go through it, because then you're not putting things off for another day when they're just going to blow up. So yeah, head straight first into the challenge. The 4th house, because this is like your deeper hidden emotions, it's like your most private self, it's your ancestry, it's like with Pluto here, intergenerational trauma shit is coming up for you to deal with. The full moon is going to reveal to you exactly what that is, what it pertains to, and that's what you need to be working on releasing. And like I said, with the last sign that we just talked about, Scorpio, whatever it is that you're dredging up or that Pluto is forcing you to dredge up, yay, it's going to help you build something beautiful. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It is for a purpose. You're not just rutting around in the mud, right? Or rooting in the whatever. You're not digging in the mud. This will be for something very important. So that's what I got to say for you, Libra, for the astrology. Serious mode. Sorry.
Oh man, I just want to have fun. My Libra moon's over here like, okay, I see what you're talking about, but I'm already on it. I'm doing it. It's not really at home for me, but it's kind of like related to the past of at home. And anyway, taking care of it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be home for you because home for you is not Capricorn. Home for you, your fourth sign would be Libra. No, Libra. Scorpio.
Scorpio. And
Scorpio's
it
your
involves fully
dark,
involves Scorpio.
very dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, is that why you don't want to talk about the Scorpio things?
there's good Scorpio things occurring though. Like the archetype is coming back in my life in a different form from somebody in the past that's a family member that's coming back into life, but in an upgraded form and way less bad. So there's like, it's a trade-off. You let go of this version of Scorpio completely, and then also do like the full kung fu magical protection and barrier setting, and then a good Scorpio shows up. Actually, a healed Scorpio shows up. It's an old Scorpio, but yeah, I'm
Healed
being vague on
Scorpio.
purpose.
Healed Scorpio is some of the most beautiful shit ever.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
purity.
some of the most beautiful shit ever. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it
But anyway,
literally represents
yep.
purity or toxicity depending on where that Scorpio is at. And yeah, those are some very healing waters. And water is one of the cards I just drew for
Libra.
For Libra. So okay, Libra only got one card out of the I Ching. Neptune got the chance too. Damn it, Neptune. I don't understand how you do what you do.
Fucking Neptune.
So confusing. Okay. Prosperity. This is wonderful. This is where your spiritual attention, currency of your, like what you're actually focusing on and putting your intention and will towards is focused on what is passion for you, the fire, the clinging. And this brings about wealth in all forms, wealth as in like everything that generates prosperity in your life, whether it is in the form of like children or land or property or, something that is a tool that allows you to generate more prosperity. So prosperity is this is telling you that there's some success, and in the form of material possessions in particular, that are going to be like restored to you or granted to you, or you're earning is maybe a better word. And it's reminding us too that we accelerate the process by showing our gratitude through support of other people, that the more prosperity that you generate and the more good fortune comes to you, that you accentuate that feedback loop by, you don't just hoard it all. You continue the process of giving with the one hand and receiving with the other hand, and you're just a channel for these resources. And the bigger and stronger you make your Kundalini energy with this serpent card coming up, the wider and stronger and clearer your channel is, the more the more of the old you is going to get burned off. Like literally your old skin is going to shed because it's too tight. It doesn't even fit this bigger and expanded version of you. So while you're in that process, realize that it's going to feel like the more prosperity energy is coming to you, it's also going to be like more stoked about life, but also more like sexual energy, because at the end of the day, like all energy, all prana and chi is sexual in nature. So if you're, watch out, Libra, if you're ramping up that channel, then it's going to also increase like your sexual energy in big ways. And if that for you, if there's any flaws in your container in the sense of like your relationship, yeah. This is Kundalini. Yes, it's the serpent. Cucumber Delini, Gabriel. Thank you. Like your relationship to that sexual energy is going to flavor the rest of the energy that you've got going on, in the ways that it is coming through and the things that you're manifesting and generating. So what I'm trying to get to is that while you're shedding that skin, make sure you focus on the water. We got 2 cards flew out of the Shaman Oracle. So I did 2. I actually drew an extra card from the Crystal Oracle because I was trying to make it an even 3 like the other signs got, but now Libra ends up getting 4. So what can you do? But the water is like, what else? What is the archetype of water? Purification, regeneration, birth. revival, cleansing. So while you're going through this big shift from the old self to the new self, and this prosperity is coming through you, flooding you even, if that's what's happening for you, recognize that you got to continue cleansing the unwanted energy and sticky feelings if you want to keep that prosperity channel opening wider and wider, because some of the dreams that you've got might be way bigger than where you're currently at. And just because you're like hitting a high note right now doesn't mean there's not a long way to go in terms of the potential that is gestating within you. All right. So this is a very like maternal womb-like type of situation. The serpent Kundalini is very sexual. So it's interesting that the crystal oracle card I got was ruby, which is representative in this particular oracle deck of passionate love. Okay. So it's usually this card is talking about, according to the guidebook, that it is rekindling a love for somebody, or passion is being rekindled. It might not mean like an ex is coming out. It could be that somebody you're currently in a relationship with, you're just going to find yourself reflecting on all the blessings of this relationship up to this point, appreciating the precious moments from that and feeling a reinvigoration. And also that's connected to the fact that you just got more energy coming through with this prosperity vibe happening. So, yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about this, but maybe it'll come back. Anyway, that's good. It's good for you, Libra.
That's fun.
I bet it's not the same as the cards Kaylee got. It's probably like going to let us know what needs to be cleansed in terms of the stickiness.
Here comes the Capricorn rising.
I'm just over here like, everything's fun, everything's awesome. And you're like, but realistically, you actually do have to go back down the mountain sometimes.
Well, what was actually really cool is you're talking about the snake, right? The Kundalini energy, the snaking up the spine and all of that stuff. And I'm looking at the cards that I pulled, and it's totally reflected in the energy of these cards. In fact, I would actually even add that if there are any blockages in any of your chakras, then these cards could represent those blockages. So I'll tell you what I mean by that. We've got the 9 of Swords, and I was looking at this, and literally while you were talking about the snake, and the sword on this card is literally snake-like, which is kind of cool. Just saying, it's kind of interesting that's a thing. So anyway, 9 of Swords, right? This is insomnia. This is overthinking, being way too much in your head, and like you guys, inappropriate. Okay. Boys, I tell you. So anyway, so this is being way too much in your head, overthinking. It can even be like being way too aggressive in your speech. So these are things that could be coming up. I also got the 9 of Wands. So double 9, 9 and 9. Very much feels like to me that you're on a precipice of opening up something.
You know, in Gematria, they call the 9 the serpent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
it always comes back around to the same number.
Yeah, so whenever you're like doing Gematria reduction, you slay the serpent by just removing the 9s, because you don't need to do the math for those, since you know they're going to just cancel.
Interesting. And if you think about this in terms of like where it is in the cards, with the 10 being next and the 10 being the completion or the manifestation of that, the 9 is like, you're almost fucking there, bud. You just got a little bit more to go. I like that. Okay, anyway, so 9 of Swords and 9 of Wands, right? That's a lot of passion. That's a lot of mental energy. This is a lot of masculine energy. And by masculine, I mean fire and air. I'm not talking gender. 9 exactly. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That pops into my head every time I pull double 9. I'm like 9. Sorry. Sorry. We're German today, I guess. But anyway, so double 9, you're on the precipice of something, Libra. Like I said, don't push this under the rug or it will blow up. The other card that I got for you is the 3 of Swords. Now, this is a Saturn card, all right? This is Saturn in Libra. Saturn is exalted in your sign, by the way. Saturn in Libra, the Three of Swords, is about ensuring that whatever partnerships you are in, whatever deals you're making, whatever contracts you are signing, that they are based in integrity, that they are built upon a solid foundation. If they are not, then they will be murked by motherfucking Saturn, okay? Another way that you can view this card is it is a traditional heartbreak card. So if that is what's happening, if that is the result of this kind of like week or whatever, then use that as fuel, right? Use it as fuel. I don't really have anything else to add on that. It's kind of intense. The Oracle card that I got for you, Libra, was self-esteem. And I feel like this ties it together and really helps elaborate on what's going on here. All right. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So if someone is sabotaging you in some way, and I'm thinking about Venus right now being in a square to Neptune, okay? If someone is gaslighting you, if someone is intentionally screwing with your head, crazy making behavior, that kind of shit, especially if it's happening at home, right? This is a fourth house full moon lumination that we're talking about. Then that needs to be dealt with. And I have a feeling that you're gonna be dealing with it whether you want to or not. And yes, sometimes that really fucking sucks. Sorry, Saturn's literally here. Sometimes that sucks, but those boundaries are really necessary and they will help restore your self-esteem. Okay.
Can I do it remotely? Do they have to come to my house? Can I just like, does it have to happen at my house?
No, it doesn't have to happen at your house.
Okay. It can just be related to domestic life in some way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, in horary astrology, traditional rules, the fourth house is the end of a matter. So this is like definitely the end of a matter. You know what I mean? Full moon, endings, fourth house, endings.
I'll tell you what it is for me later, and you'll be like, wow, that is so amazing. Astrology is real.
I'm still like shocked every time. I'm like, wow, astrology is fucking real. Yeah. It trips me out.
The full moon is spot on the butt cheeks of Ophiuchus right now. Thank you, Gabriel.
Good times. Good
Go
times. Do Virgo. You know, I really struggled with the Virgo archetype for like a while, like trying to figure out what the fuck is Virgo.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. I struggled with that for a little bit. I'm gonna take him out. Haha, full screen, bitch. Okay, sorry. I struggle with that until I learned a little bit more about the necessity for ritual and ceremony. Virgo pay high attention to detail, right? This is a big part of the stereotypical archetype of Virgo, right? They're anal retentive. But it's because they actually notice the patterns in nature. And when something doesn't fit the pattern, when something's off, it's not right. So they're really just correcting the pattern. They're fixing the break in the pattern. And for that reason, Virgo is really beautiful. So, oh my God. You guys. Good news, please. Oh, buddy, I got you. Okay, so let's talk about Virgo, all right? So full moon for you, my friends. Capricorn is your 5th full sign house. And Chance is back. Welcome back, homeboy. So Virgo, full moon in the 5th house. The 5th house is a fun house. Okay. The 5th house is about pleasure. It's about joy. It's about creative processes. In traditional astrology, it can also be talking about going to study something. So full moon in the 5th house, this is definitely like it's a highly fertile period, especially with Pluto there. So one thing I have not touched on yet in this particular stream is that Pluto, because it's death and rebirth, and because it is the modern ruler of Scorpio, we're also dealing with things like pregnancy. So 5th house, full moon, Pluto there, highly fertile period. Just saying. Just saying. It's a thing. It's a thing. So it's really interesting, actually. You, my dear, you were the one that just said that you might be getting fired. Well, 5th house also deals with small business ventures. Like when you are your own boss and you are making a living off of doing everything from your own efforts, especially with something like Capricorn in the 5th house, that is very much like I'm the boss of me and that's it. So that's really something to really consider. Like if there are hobbies of yours or a passion project that you've got that I'm never having sex again. I'm sorry to laugh. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But anyway, if if there's a project,
I don't get it. Why is that funny? It's terrible.
Chance. Shut up, Chance. I'm muting you. Anyway, if there's something that you're really passionate about that you really love to do, something like this full moon could really show you like, hey, I am actually really good at this. Maybe this is something, if it calls to you, might be something to consider, starting your own small business. Yeah, there could very well be, though, with that Pluto, something something that you've been doing for pleasure that is not actually helpful or healthy that you might need to cut out. So I mean, that doesn't mean don't that doesn't mean cut out sex completely. Okay, that's not what that means. But I mean, it could. I don't know. That's up to you, Virgo. Yeah. Anyway, Chance, what you got for Virgo?
It's a total fit to what you just described astrologically. So we got prosperity making return, which is interesting because I just threw the previous sign 2 in a row. Like I had to throw 3 coins 6 times each. So I don't know what the odds are of getting, it's not very good odds to get it twice in a row, honestly. So that's cool. It means that you really are in a fortuitous position to generate this prosperity in the form of all types of wealth, including, human resources that you might homunculus create.
Or human resources like children.
Yeah. Or your material possessions or whatever. But remember the gratitude. Remember the small is beautiful. It comes back here as well, interestingly enough. So letting you see that part of the prosperity for you is to slow down and pay attention to the details, or like, if it's a Virgo that happens to be pregnant, I know a pregnant Virgo that is prominent in my life right now. I'm hoping that they will take the time to educate themselves. And like, I'm waiting, I don't know when or how to sit down and have the big, like, conspiracies about baby shit conversation, not baby poop, but like babies, hospital birth and cow pokes and all the different things that they, someone really ought to have at least the opportunity to find out about before they deliver a child. So anyway, slow down, pay attention, keep it simple, and the prosperity is there. And the card that comes out from the Shaman Oracle is the middle world. Very simple meaning here. It is just to reiterate that this is showing up to let you know that conditions to whatever your undertaking is right now are favorable. Heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The stars are aligned, whatever you want to say. Get out there into the world and play, and realize that like the fun that you have is part of what is generating the prosperity for you. So have fun and enjoy it, and look for the reasons why you enjoy it. Look for the things that are beautiful around you. And, even if the thing you're trying to create or do right now seemed in previous times of life to be really big, bad, and difficult to manifest, be open to the idea that right now maybe this could be done easily at this time. that it's not as huge of an effort as it seemed like before. Like the time is right, go for it, whatever it is that you're thinking of.
I love that. Also, you know what? She might be open to it. You know what I mean? She might be open to it as long as you approach it gently. But like, hey, I'm telling you some of this stuff because I fucking love you.
I think she's open. I think
you
she'll be
know,
open to it.
I think so too. Just saying.
I've been working on her with. She went to the Virgo I'm talking about. She went to like medical school and just didn't.
Oh,
She majored in like the type of biology classes that you would need to go into medical school, but she didn't go further than a certain point because she was like,
right.
this is terrifyingly retarded. And she got out of it. And then she got into a good Virgo job, like managing a business. Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. You know, it's just the whole convincing somebody that it's actually safer to not go to the hospital to have a child. That seems counterintuitive to what everyone's been trained to believe their whole life, but it's actually safer to not go to those people.
Yeah, I would totally personally.
It's not about the people too. The people might have good intentions, but it's about their protocols that they have to follow. Their stupid corporate policy.
Yeah, personally, if I ever get to the point of having children, I'll be doing it at home with like a fucking doula. Well, that's me.
Fucking doula. That's right.
Motherfucker.
Maybe I should find a good doula before I'm just like, look, I already found someone who's great. Why don't you talk to them? That's a lot more legwork up front than I'm used to doing. I don't know. She'll want to do it herself. Okay, yeah, I wonder if anyone else knows any pregnant Virgos.
Oh, okay. All right, Virgo. So the cards that I got for you was quite literally the card that talks about ecstatic fun, fortitude or strength or lust. There's a few names for this card, but essentially this is the embodiment of having fun. That's what you need right now. It'll be
and looking good doing it.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Because it's a Leo card. Anyway, yeah, dude, this is about play.
You're so hot right now, Virgo.
Chance, I'm gonna mute you.
Okay. Just trying to follow the rules.
Oh shit! Just trying to. Thank you for following the rules. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this is literally about having fun. I love this card because it's about embracing the full range of emotions and sensations that are available to us in our physical bodies, right? And Virgo, as an Earth sign, you should be familiar with all of your physical senses, but like, how embodied are you these days? Yeah, something to think about. It came out with the Six of Swords. So, Six of Swords, one of the ways you can look at this is talking to Virgo. So, you've perfected something. All right. Some people say the Six of Swords is about movement and transition. Well, my deck begs to differ. This is the Lord of Earned Success. Okay. The Lord of Earned Success. This is about science. This is about doing something so many times that you've perfected it. You have the exact formula, you know exactly what to do, and it's just plug in the different ingredients and voila, you've got it. Six is perfect balance. So I feel like these two cards together is asking you to come into balance by embracing some fun things, okay? And on the other side of the Six of Swords, we have the Five of Cups. So there it is. That's what you're trying to balance out. The Five of Cups is about some grief, some loss. You've gone through something heavy, something that you need to perhaps move through your body with something like ecstatic dance, which is kind of funny because I wasn't thinking about that when I said that originally for fortitude. But seriously, this is about not getting out of your head long enough to be in your body long enough to purge the whatever bullshit's coming up. That star chart, which star chart? The full moon chart?
I'll send it to him. I've got it in Telegram.
Okay. Gabriel, I'm going to show you how to pull up charts yourself, my friend, because you need that ability. with the deacons and everything. So you can play with that. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So anyway, Virgo, purge the grief. And remember to have fun, because this is supposed to be a yeah, exactly. Shout out to the midwives, the doulas, the herbalists, and all of you badass, beautiful people out there that do these kinds of things. Yeah, anyway, this is seriously, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but this is quite literally about embracing something that's fun, that's enjoyable, and letting yourself experience the other side of things. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. That was the worst grammar ever.
I've heard worse.
Wow, Jenny. Yo. One of the biggest unlearning in the mainstream is the idea that birthing is painful. Pleasure and pain betwixt. Pleasure and pain betwixt. Pleasure, pain betwixt. Pleasure, pain. How are you so psychic? Okay, I am sovereign. So I have been going with Pisces and going backwards because chaos.
Because I still hold that it's really mainly just to infuriate Aries.
But I did use these banners, that's on the bottom of the screen there where it says Virgo there. I did use those banners so that it's hopefully easier to navigate. Yeah. And I'm curious.
That is good. I'm glad you do that.
Yeah, me too. And I'm curious, what is your sun and moon and rising, good sir?
That's not a sir. That is
Miss,
a
ma'am?
lady. That's Lady Carrie of the quantum realm.
Oh, it's Gemini Carrie. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I know what your sun sign is.
I noticed that, like a Gemini, she flips around to different titles and names. Very fluid and mercurial with her monikers.
That's funny. I'd like okay, Virgo. I know you're ruled by Mercury and y'all go every which way. Okay,
Wait.
but just one oracle card, please. That'd be nice. Wait, what?
Oh, I was like, didn't you do Virgo cards? But they still have they still have an oracle card. Sure. Just pull one. There's no wrong answer, Kaylee.
No. Indecision.
You can't make this shit up.
Thank you, Virgo. I needed that message. Indecision. I use intuition in all aspects of life.
So funny. Oh.
That's some good shit. Oh my god, that's good shit. Yeah, thank
Leo
you.
time.
Chance can't even wait for me to change the banner. You crack me up, bud. Okay, Leo. So Capricorn is your 6th house. This is the house of work. This is the house of habits. This is the house of your health. Okay, that's Capricorn. So not fun. This is the house of obstacles. Okay, I'm understanding so much more about you. So, okay. What's beautiful about this full moon, let's start off there. Something that you started around the new year is coming to fruition in regards to your health or your daily habits. Right? This could be, let's say you're like Chance and you've been working on your Qigong, It's like you're finally seeing the results of that. So that's really beautiful.
Yeah, 14 days in a row.
Good job, buddy. I'm muting you. Guys. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're playing by the rules, so I appreciate that. With Pluto here, okay. All right. First of all, I just want to acknowledge, Leo, that having Saturn in your 7th house is pretty gnarly. Not gonna lie. That is that is pretty gnarly. In the square to the nodes, these fixed squares are not easy to deal with for you fixed signs. I'm just going to acknowledge that and honor that. Okay.
So squaring both the nodes, that means that what is normally easy is not easy, and what is normally hard is extra hard.
I mean, that's one way to view it. That's a really like watered down way to look at the nodes, but I'll let it slide for now.
I need it simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself.
So astrology's not for you then.
That's why I have a court astrologer.
Okay, let me put it into really easy terms for you. All right. Full moon, 6th house. There's a habit that you're doing that's bullshit that you got to cut out. Okay. That's Pluto in the 6th house with the full moon. All right. There's just, there's something. There's something. I don't know what it is.
Just one
I don't
thing.
know what it is, but you got to cut it out. When you address that, and whether it's like work-life balance or like, just some bad habit or whatever the fuck it is, when you do that, it's going to help you significantly in your career. North node in Taurus in the 10th house. Okay. This is really important. It's fuel. So use it as such. And yeah. Oh, what's up? Elsie King in the house.
Leo gang.
Finally, God. Gosh, Tina.
Yeah, so you ready?
I'd be surprised if that actor was a Leo rising. That'd be funny.
Are we ready? Are we ready for Leo? Each in cards? All right.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. So exactly what you just said. The rewards, the overflow of abundance and expansion that you're talking about. Well, you want to get there, right? But first you must go through the abysmal. So whatever that is.
You can't just hop. What do you mean?
Yeah, I said you can sometimes hop. No, look. You know what? This represents danger and insecure conditions, possible overwhelming conditions, hazards, right? Obviously, jumping from one mountaintop all the way to another mountaintop is pretty dangerous. It doesn't mean you had to go down into the valley. I don't think. Okay, so this is interesting because the entire time so far, not a single water trigram has come up. And this is a double water, the deep waters, the darkest parts of your emotions. So whatever it is for Leo that is like that one thing that needs to be cut out so that the increase can happen, already, but I'm here to remind you that is, first of all, connected to your deepest and darkest emotions, and that if you're going to face it, then it's going to take courage to face it. You've been afraid to face it, and that is what has kept you from fixing whatever that is at this point. But what is it? Stop it, Andrea. We need a different name for it. It doesn't have anything to do with tops anymore. I don't know. I just want to drop the whole concept. Anyway, this is not just about the danger. I mean, this is the card that is like danger. But it is, whenever we get that fear warning, it is because it's an opportunity for courage. And Leo, courage is your whole jam. So remember who you are. Face the dark emotion that you're afraid to face with courage. Let it be the fuel, like Kaylee was saying, to reap these big, fertile, abundant rewards of the increase. Now, here's the other thing. The council is the Shaman Oracle card. So this is saying, listen with your inner senses. Listen to your third ear, which is your heart. Leo, it's heart.
Listen to your heart.
You don't need anyone to give you any more guidance or clarity about whatever it is that needs to be faced on the inside. Okay, you don't need any more signs. Whatever you're waiting for to do the thing, this is already, the sign's already passed. You already had the sign. So go for it. Forgive yourself for waiting this long to take care of it. And do it. This literally says take the leap to the other mountaintop. I don't care. And the other thing about this card, the Council, is it's telling you go ahead and move forward and do the thing you need to do. And you need to do it without requiring other people to assure you that you did it right. Okay, listen to that again, Leo. You need to do the thing that you need to do without any other external validation that you did a good job. I know that's hard to hear, Leo, but in this case, you do not need to wait for external validation. You might not get any external validation. Keep it to yourself, but just do the thing. I know it's tough. Be courageous.
But can you tell me? Because I'm curious now.
This is the general read. I'm not talking about me. I'm already perfect. I already did it.
Okay,
all right.
Leo.
That's all.
All right, Leo. I'm going to echo a lot of what Chance just said. Because, motherfuckers, you got the Ace of Pentacles. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Kaboom. Boom. Boom. You know what I'm saying? About, exactly. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So, yeah, dude. Like I said, as soon as you make this cut, whatever it is, boom. Infinite avenues can open for you, right? The other things that came out that kind of just made me fucking laugh was we have Justice and we have the Two of Swords. So there's Lady Justice and there's the Moon in Libra. Libra. So interesting. Very interesting. The Two of Swords to me is saying that, like Chance said, you don't need any outside input on this decision that you're trying to make, whatever it is that you have to cut out. Okay. With Justice is literally telling you to make the decision and do the thing. Stop being indecisive about it. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Also, something that's kind of interesting that just kind of popped to mind. This won't apply for all of you. It might be only a very small percentage of the Leo rising specifically that will watch this, but the sixth house can sometimes indicate the 6-12 axis can indicate in astrology anyway, a hidden enemy, somebody that you don't know is not your friend. So what I'm seeing with Justice and Two Swords is make sure that you're paying attention to your intuition on a matter. And if there is something going on that this full moon is bringing to your attention, there will be justice. Okay. So.
Wow, that blows my mind because I was like, what could that apply to? And then it just hit me like, oh, it's that person. Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Like, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Universe was already looking out for me, and but now I know that I'll just do the boundary myself. Cool.
So courage. What is it that you were saying about courage? Right? That's so beautiful. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. You fucking got this, Leo. You got this.
Yeah, courage is our jam, Leo.
You got this.
But just this once, don't worry about other people seeing how courageous you are. Just do it.
It doesn't have to be hero mode for everybody. Just you.
It doesn't have to be like public. Yeah. All right. Can I show the Two of Swords I made yesterday?
Sure.
Does a quick screen share? Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's fun.
I had fun making this.
Do 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 do.
Drew it in Photoshop. I didn't paint the background by hand. I kind of like modified pictures for the background, but I drew the rest with Photoshop skills.
That's cool. That's super cool.
I like everything but his mouth. Anyway, that's my Two of Swords.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. That's fun. Okay. Cancer. Cancer. First of all, happy birthday. Blessed solar return. Shh, don't tell Kurt we're celebrating birthdays. Okay, shh, just don't tell him.
We'll call it Breath Day.
Yeah, your birthday. Happy birthday. I love that. Okay. Full moon in your 7th house, brah. Fun. So, 7th house, partnerships. Okay. One-on-one relationships. One-on-one. Except he didn't come tonight, motherfucker. Okay, just kidding. I'm not hurt. Oh man. So with the 7th house, we could be talking about any kind of one-on-one relationship, or we could talk about like committed partnerships, business relationships, open enemies. So where the 6th house and the 12th house are talking about hidden enemies, the 7th house are the motherfuckers that you know are going to punch you in the face. Okay. That's 7th house. With the full moon here, there's, like I've been saying for lots of the signs, there's something that you started in the area of one-on-one relationships that is now like coming to some kind of a head or a culmination point, which is beautiful. So this is quite literally like starting new partnerships or just going to the next level in some partnership, whether that is I mean, I could literally just list all of the different ways that this can show up, but if you're a Cancer, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the next level of maturity and responsibility, but at the same time, because there's this Pluto here, if your partnerships are controlling, right? If the partnerships that you are in have this element of control, whether it's coming from you or whether it's coming from the other person, then you need to nip that in the butt, right? Because that's Pluto and Capricorn, right? It can be not nice. But like I have been saying, it's not Pluto's fault. It's just that Pluto is helping you see where this behavior is coming out. So wherever this is showing up for you, whichever relationship it is that it's showing up in, use the power of Saturn to set some fucking boundaries with people and take that and use it as fuel. So the North Node for you, Cancer, this is falling in your 11th house of long-term goals, hopes, dreams, and rewards from your hard efforts. Okay. So really it's all about just making sure that the partnerships that you're in are balanced and fair and are not manipulative or abusive in any way. And also making sure that you are not being controlling in any way. So oh, I like cartwheel rule number 1. That's a good rule.
All right,
Thank you
Cancer.
for sharing that, Gabe.
Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. See the answer. Okay. Limitation. Limitation is coming up to let you know that it is important right now. You're talking about the Saturn, to really cultivate self-discipline, in whatever practices that you can. I'm thinking of like clean up your diet, think about your daily ritual, realize that what you do every day, or maybe you could say what you do every week, is who you are. And if you can look at some of the things that you do on a regular basis and they don't really feel like you, or they're not something that you'd want to be described as, then this is where limitation becomes your friend. Because if you limit that expression in your life, then you become more of your true self. And some of this limitation, the difficulty of it is patience. Like maybe it's just that you're doing too much of something that is maybe okay sometimes. And if you had a little more patience, then you could hold back and build up energy around that, whatever the particular release is or whatever the thing is that is okay sometimes, but not as much as you're doing it. You're overindulging. And this is maturity. So Cancer, it's time to embrace the next phase of maturity in your life. And that's going to come through self-discipline. And without the discipline, if you don't impose your own limitations in a healthy and wise way, you will be limited by your own lack of boundaries. And the boundaries got to start with yourself. So this did not have any changing lines. It just straight up honor Saturn, honor your limitations, honor boundaries, create your own boundaries. And then the Shaman Oracle card is the Beloved. So this is like you're talking about partnership. it's telling you that whatever partnerships you're involved with, if you can recognize the beloved in the other, which is spirit, recognizing the divine in the other at all times, you're also going to be calling forth their highest and purest nature. So follow that. Look for the beloved in them. And I think that is a great answer. But part of that is like, if you don't know your own worth, I drew an extra card, skunk spirit. Skunk wants you to know your own worth. So if you don't know your own worth, which is also seeing the beloved in yourself, it's going to be hard to pull through the purest, highest nature in other people. And if you aren't practicing self-discipline, self-respect, and limiting yourself to the proper, healthy, and balanced rituals, then you don't really know your worth, because knowledge without putting it into practice it's equal to not knowing. So if you're getting this message and you really do know your worth, but there's some things that you could put into practice to respect yourself more fully, then take this invitation to do so. And it's going to help you see the beloved in other people too, and turn partnerships that might be a little iffy into a lot more solid, or let you see where you need to just draw the line and put the boundary down because you respect yourself.
Love that. It definitely ties into the cards that I got. Also, I was just thinking, I was talking with Jenny about like the different kind of weird things that happen while you're reading for people when you're tapped in. And we talked about a couple of the like funny things that happen. And I just realized like this session, and I think like the last reading that I did, I don't know, I keep like yawning. Like, oh, maybe I need to sit up straighter to help this keep moving. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm not yawning because I'm bored or tired or anything like that. I love you guys. Yeah, good times. So anyway, Cancer. We have a 7, an 8, and a 9 in different suits. So very interesting. We've got the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. So with the 8 of Swords, this is definitely one of the areas where it'll be very helpful to bring in some discipline. The 8 of Swords is Jupiter in Gemini, okay? And what happens when you take something that expands all of the things and puts it into a sign that loves to look and consume and think about all of the things? You get a way overactive mind, a way overactive. Dude, yes, I also burp, but I wasn't sure if that was from my beverage or not. But anyway, yeah. So you get a way overactive mind, overthinking and not doing. That's the 8 of Swords energy. So that's one of the things that's coming up here. And then with the 9 of Wands, this is a lot of passion. This is the Lord of great strength. The 9 of Wands has come up for at least 2 other signs. This is a very fiery week. This is about cultivating strength. This is about getting stronger and more confident. How do you do that? Well, how do you build muscle, Chance? You have to tear the muscle in order to build the muscle. You have to use it. You have to be broken down in some way in order to build back more resilient.
And
That's what the
stretch
9 of
too.
Wands. And stretch. Don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to stretch.
No, I did like a vicious legs day on Friday, and then Saturday
Did
my
you not
legs were
stretch?
so wrecked that I didn't want to do anything. And I realized that it was keeping me from wanting to do stuff. Like I didn't even go to spiders. And then Sunday it was still terrible. And then I just stretched for like 8 minutes, and all of a sudden I can walk normal again, and I felt like doing stuff again. So don't forget to stretch.
As I have a big fucking yawn. Woo! Yep. Message received. Back to the gym. Yeah, dude. Seriously. You and me both. So, yeah. 9 of Wands. The only way to build strength is to challenge yourself. So you are being challenged, Cancer. Not sorry. The third card that came out is the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is actually a Saturn card. It's Saturn and Taurus. This is talking about looking for the long-term success, the long-term satisfaction. It's not about getting quick results. It's about what's the long game, right? That's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. Because when you like, okay, this is a Taurus card, all right? If there are any people that have gardens or have ever grown anything, there is this period in the spring where it's like you're going balls to the wall to get everything in the ground that you possibly can that's ready to go in the ground, right? And then you're watering, you're nurturing, you're taking care of things. And then even after things flower, you still have to wait for the fruit. You can't like pick it before it's ripe or it doesn't taste good. It's not ready. It's not full enough. It's not the biggest that it can possibly get. There's a period of patience that also needs to be applied here. So this is it's kind of funny to me that we're talking about a full moon in Capricorn and then like almost everybody is like, you need some Saturn in your life. You need a little bit of Saturn in your life. This is about, again, cultivating a little bit of discipline. If you go too soon or if you go too soon or you do something too soon, then you miss the full benefits of the thing. And I also, while I'm saying that, am thinking about at the end of a really good, like at the end of a yoga flow, right? There's the Savasana. And the Savasana where you lay still and you just do nothing and you allow whatever the fuck it is that you just did, the flow that you just did to like finish working through your body. The Savasana is just as important as the rest of the yoga flow. You shouldn't be skipping it. You gotta like just sit and receive, right? That's the Seven of Pentacles to me. And the Oracle card that I got for you, Cancer, was Pride. So you're not the first one that got Pride. That's interesting. It says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So that's your message. You need a little more Saturn.
I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That's kind of like the beloved that came up. That's
right.
Cool.
Yeah. Dude, Child's it's one of my favorites. Also, it's really nice from my hips. Yeah. Word. Boom. Got anything to add to that?
Me? No, I'm just over here like, holy shit, Gemini on the stuff that I got, the I Ching I got.
Okay.
Dude, it's fiery and it's also like, oh, it's so good. Just wait.
Okay.
It fits what Gemini's been getting the same message, I noticed, like week after week, because I've been tuning in. It's a very similar message.
Chance. Yeah. Anyway, Gemini. This is your 8th house. Full moon in the 8th house. We have to sing to Gemini because Venus is in your sign. Yeah.
We'll sing and Gemini dance. There's a lot of dancing in my cards here.
I believe it. Okay, Gemini. So full moon in the 8th house, hey? Fun. Not fun. Okay, so let's talk about this, all right?
I think it's fun.
It can be fun, right? Like when you get fun things, 8th house can be fun. It's usually not fun though. Like it's we're dealing with death and taxes and
oh, you know what? It's because I think it's fun because in my 8th house I've got a lot going on. my Venus and Mercury are in the 8th house, so clearly I like it a lot. It's fun for me.
Don't you have your North Node there too?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think so.
I forget. But anyway, this isn't about you. This is about Gemini Chance. Oh my god. So anyway, This is the okay. I'm going to say something a little bit crazy, but I know that if you are in this community and you're in the Innerverse tribe, this isn't going to be that crazy to you. Full moon in the 8th house, conjunct Pluto, with all of this crazy shit going on with the rest of the chart. I would not be surprised if y'all were contacting things like ancestors, quite fucking literally. Through some kind of like occult practices. Okay. This is entirely possible because the 8th house is the occult, it's the hidden, it's death. And with Pluto
it's also
here, this is
transformation though. So it doesn't have
yes,
to necessarily be
yes,
death as
yes
in
and
like
no.
physical death. It's like the death of an old version of you too, to a new rebirth as well.
Yep. And the things
See,
that
I
you
know
get,
some things. I know some
and
stuff.
the things that you get when other people die, like inheritances.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8th house is
You got a new car.
Yeah. I mean, if you think transformation is fun, then yes, the 8th house is really fun. But I mean, okay, full moon here, Pluto, we're talking about the deep ancient past, okay? The God, Gemini, that is
Couldn't it
really
also just be
interesting.
like the past for you, as in what is ancient to you in your current incarnation, as in like what goes way back for you in this lifetime?
Yes, but it's also Pluto, which is a generational planet. So, and Capricorn is very old traditions.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, yes, and. You know what I mean? Yes, and.
Yes, and yeah.
Yes, and the
Yeah, it's
deep ancient past.
fractal. It's fractal.
Exactly. 100%. Would you stop interrupting, motherfucker?
Hurry up.
Chance. He says to the Capricorn rising. You're funny. You're so funny. Okay, so 8th house, right? Full moon in your 8th house, conjunct Pluto, with all this crazy shit going on. And with Neptune square Venus in your sign, that's pretty gnarly. So Saturn, okay, is really trying to help you out. Okay. Saturn is sitting in your 9th house, trine to the Venus in your house. Okay. And he's the lord of this full moon. So there's definitely an aspect here about using your intuition, that's a 9th house thing, using your faith to make it through whatever crazy stuff is going to come up in the 8th house. And it doesn't have to be crazy, it doesn't have to be extreme, but we are talking about a full moon, which is already a little bit loony, literally loony, conjunct Pluto, which is a pretty fucking extreme planet, okay? So should anything come up, right? Remember that it's fuel, right? Whatever it is, it's fuel. And it's trying to propel you towards this North Node in Taurus in your 12th house. So whatever it is that you've been working on for like artistic projects, for you know, if you've been working on trying to go to like a foreign land or take a retreat or a vacation or something like that, something that happens in regards to the 8th house, whether it's an inheritance that comes up, whether it's like some kind of shared project or shared goal that finally reaches fruition, because that can be 8th house too. It does not necessarily always death and dark stuff. It's shared resources. Whatever it is that comes to fruition, use this to help you heal some mental or spiritual thing that's going on, or literally just take a fucking vacation. That's what I would do. Just take a fucking vacation, because that can be very healing too, right? So, oh, we have more bots.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh, good job, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I need an inheritance stack. Come on, ancestors.
All right.
Lucas, do you have Gemini in your chart? Or yeah. I know you're a Leo. What you got?
It's not about Lucas right now.
I just have to go back for a second.
Let me do my cards.
Hold on. That's fucking hilarious. The Gemini sun in the chat. 8th house taxes. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Okay, Carrie. Yes. Pluto, full moon, 8th house. That's right. Take those motherfuckers down. Uncover that corruption, please. You got this, Gemini.
Awesome. The people in the chat are the most fun. I love these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So Gemini gets the clinging. And looky here. You see two dancing fiery deva goddesses here? Twinning much? Right? Okay, so the clinging is the fire over the fire. It is literally like the most passionate energy available in the configuration of all elements and energies. So this is asking you like what inspires you so much that you could see yourself giving all your devotion and all your energy to it. Passion that's all consuming. And realize also that the word passion, I meant to say this earlier, but passion, originally the meaning of passion is like suffering. So realize too that you need to like what it is that you're devoted for. If you want to be real about it, you need to be prepared to suffer for it a little bit. But what does suffering mean? Suffering means tolerate. So what can you tolerate? Are you suffering things right now that aren't really connected to something that is actually inspiring or passionate for you? And maybe shift to something where even if you had to suffer a bit to have that it would be in itself such a regenerating and inspiring and illuminating course that it will, undo the suffering through the regenerative nature of that passionate energy. So this is like aligning what it is that you're into and what it is you're doing with what is the most virtuous and enlightening path for you. And it's changing line is to 13, from 30 to 13, companionship. What's two dancing twins again? What the fuck? Double Gemini, what the fuck? Okay. I think that's cool. Let's look at this. Look at them together. This is as Gemini as it gets. Double Gem. So companionship is just a slight shift. It goes from fire over fire to yang over fire. So now it's about not just being inspired and passionate and fired up, but taking action, yang, putting your attention towards something. And in terms of what this turns into is like shared goals. Like where can you apply your passion in a way, like in an agreement with others where you can be interdependent. So where you're able to like, you're strengthening each other, you're providing for each other, you're doing something that is helpful for them and they're doing something that is helpful for you. And the relationship is based on friendship and mutual respect and shared intentions and shared goals. So it's not exactly the same as like a work relationship where, you work for somebody, they pay you, you do what they want, but like maybe their intention for why they're doing it has nothing to do with what you feel like you exist for. So think about where your passion is or is not in alignment with your action and how your relationships to others, are you, my way of looking at it is like, are your relationships, are your people that you're working with or working towards, people that you have agreements with, is that, are they also your friends or are they just like your coworkers? Are the people that you're surrounded with and having to collaborate with, are you doing it because you literally that's the most exciting thing to doing or for some other reason? Now the Shaman Oracle card that comes up is Wild Woman. And I'm just going to read from the actual guidebook for this. Look at also like these are wild women, man. We got like 5 wild women now. Look at this. It's crazy. So
Yes.
get wild, Gemini. When the wild woman comes to dance in your reading, this is why I'm reading from the book, because dancers in the I Ching cards, both of them. When the wild woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out to engage the world. This is a symbol that your long-held dream is beginning to take root. Pluto, long-held, and wants to be expressed. Your authentic self doesn't fit in a box. It needs the freedom to shine. It's time to have courage and step into the light. The wild woman says, shine brightly, dance with abandon, be yourself, and let the Great Spirit decide what happens. you'll be happy you did. So it's kind of like, you know, take the leap of faith, jump off the cliff, open your wings, and unseen forces will be there to come for your aid if it is what you're meant to be doing. I think that's some good shit, Gems.
I love that.
So get fired up and like do the thing. It's time. Everybody's got your back. You have all the friendship it's in the world and connections in the world. You know, you got all the aid ready to go.
I love that. I also love these cards for Gemini. Wow. We've got the motherfucking star. Speaking of starlight passion in the chat, dude, Gemini, you are the star, okay? This is fantastic. This is definitely like a card that speaks to achieving long-term goals, dreams, and wishes, right? It's literally the wish fulfillment card, okay? Aquarius is literally gorgeous. So don't be afraid about stepping into the spotlight and leading the way in some fashion. The star, since it also is very, I mean, it represents Aquarius, it's definitely about letting your freak flag fly, okay? Fuck yeah, Gemini. You got this. The other two cards that came out were the Four of Swords, which in this particular instance, I'm going to say like, okay, there's a couple ways you can read that. And then the High Priestess. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. So High Priestess and the Four of Swords, right? So Four of Swords can be potentially two different situations. And this, again, it might not resonate for all of the Geminis that are in the chat or watching this later, but it could. So Four of Swords is usually about needing to take a rest, take a break, and meditate on something. On the other hand, it could be needing to do a little bit more research and a little bit more digging into something. So it could be either of those. And then the High Priestess
Take
coming
a break
out
from what's not right for you, what you're not stoked about.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'm
That
just
could
putting it in
definitely be
context
it.
with the other cards. Because the Wild
Sure,
Woman's like,
yeah.
I don't need no more research. Let's do this shit.
I love that. But yeah, so yeah. Whatever. So then the High Priestess. Okay.
Your Saturn and Capricorn is like, no. Make sure that you know. Make sure you do it right. Okay, I'll stop. I'll mute myself.
I'm also aware of what one or two of the Geminis is doing. So I'm like, just as long as you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and making sure that the process is correct, you're fucking fine. So you're doing good. And then the High Priestess coming in is like just reminding you to use your intuition in all matters, right? What has been hidden will be revealed. And then I happen to look at the bottom of the deck. I don't really do this. Yeah, totally. Can definitely be healing. I didn't look at the deck for anybody else, but I just happened to for you, Gemini, and the Wheel of Fortune is down there. So holy. Right, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, whatever it is that you're doing is going to be successful. It's just, you have to remember that you are the only one that's responsible for the outcome of this. What does it mean, though? What does it mean? Wheel of Fortune underneath the deck, there's an element of fate here. There's an element of fortune here. There's an element of things will happen as they're meant to for your highest growth.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the card said on my end, too.
Exactly. And then what I got for the Oracle is honesty, okay?
Do what's honestly right and let spirit handle the rest.
Pretty much, right? Stay in integrity. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. I actually do really love looking at the bottom of the deck. I just didn't for anybody else for this reading. And then yeah. So yeah. What's up, Brenna? Hello.
All right, let's move forward. Getting a little long in the tooth here.
Moving on up, Taurus. What's
Aries
up,
is
Taurus?
like, I've been here for a minute. Like, when is it my turn? I'll just start reading the Taurus cards and you don't even get to give them an astro update. I'll mute you. How about that?
Okay, Taurus. So Capricorn is your 9th house. So that's kind of fun. 9th house deals with philosophy, with higher education, with foreign languages and foreign lands and learning new things and expanding your perspective. The full moon in Capricorn is perhaps showing you where you can start teaching and putting out more of your work or publishing things, right? You might even actually find that, hey, there's actually this really beautiful additional education that you want to pursue that is opening up for you to do so. With Pluto here, okay, the Pluto aspect of this full moon is really bringing to your attention beliefs of yours that are toxic and need to go. Because that's what the 9th house is all about. It's about your beliefs and about like the expanded perspectives that you have. So maybe there are some that are old and outdated that need to be gotten rid of. And that's pretty much what I would say about that.
Yeah. It fits what I got out of the I Ching. All right, Taurus.
Nice.
This is like, I know it isn't exactly what you want to do all the time. Taurus kind of is like more, bigger, extra. Like I like nice things.
Mine.
But we get the darkening of the light coming back. We saw that for Pisces. So this is about, it's time for some moderation. Slow down, look within, because the difficulties you're running into might be from something within yourself that you need to look inside and figure out what it is. This is a card of protecting yourself by not drawing attention to yourself, but also consider that it's a card about protecting yourself by drawing attention into yourself, drawing your attention into yourself and out of the external world. Especially in relation to what you're just saying about outmoded beliefs that need to be let go of or cut out. Well, the changing card is into decrease. And decrease is literally about a time of decline, of cutting back, of contraction. Like in a financial sense, it's about being more frugal, more resourceful, making a little bit go a long way. But it's also about a sacrifice. Like decrease can happen to you, can be inflicted on you, or you can offer up what it is that you should and ought to let go of as a sacrifice. I like to say that sacrifice doesn't have to be your firstborn son, your most prized possession. It's actually, in my opinion, also a challenge and also very valid to offer to spirit as a sacrifice that which does not serve you and is wrong for you that you're attached to. You can sacrifice that which is not good for you. And it's still going to be like, an honoring to the God within. So interestingly enough, look what comes up from the Shaman Oracle. Sacrifice. So darkening of the light, decrease, and sacrifice. Sacrifice as a archetype in the Shaman Oracle deck is about sanctifying. So another way to look at it is what we're most attached to that we do know is right and good in our life. Sometimes it can be tripping us up to be holding on to a particular vision or version of that person or that thing in our mind. Like, I love my job but I can't imagine cutting back from work. Or I'm thinking of my mom here. I can't imagine giving up some of my responsibility to somebody else. Or I can't imagine my life without this partnership that I'm in, this relationship I'm in. But the most powerful position to be, and also the most easy place for love to flow and appreciation to flow, is if you can occasionally in your mind pull back, go inward, look for the belief of where your attachment says, I couldn't live without X, and then X that thing out. As in, like, put yourself in the feeling, in the position of like, well, what would it be like if I let that go completely? And then try doing it. And if it's really meant for you, and it's really in the potential, the infinite potential that love is, it's not going to go anywhere just because you found a way to let go of your attachment to it or to them. It's actually what you'll be doing is letting go of the story of that you love this projection of them, that is this story of them that you hold in your mind. And what you'll get in return is they'll have the opportunity, or it will have the opportunity to evolve and change and expand and grow with you in the same direction that which you need to go. And by letting go of the attachment that is holding you back and almost like a poison barb in you and sacrificing that attachment, you do expand and become a more purified and enlightened version of yourself. And thus so will the external version of that archetype in your world. That felt very serious. Okay. Giggle time.
Serious. Sabrina, I just want to say that's so powerful. That makes you a spiritual fucking warrior, okay? Sun, Mars, and Mercury in the 12th house. Not sure what sign, but seriously, that's really badass. Oh, I'm glad what Chance said was helpful. Okay, Taurus. I got for you, my friends, the Princess of Pentacles. This is the quest that you're on, right? As a Taurus, a serious, you're funny. So if you're a Taurus rising, right, or a Taurus moon, this might also apply for Taurus suns. You're on the Taurus quest of embracing what it's like to be in a body in the 3D, experiencing the sensual pleasures of the world. That's what the Princess of Pentacles is all about. So that tells me you are on track. Okay. The King of Swords coming out. All right. The King of Swords, this could be you, right? Stepping into the role of an authority figure, perhaps. It could also be a teacher that you have decided to learn from. This is it's an Aquarius card, right? It's the last deacon of Capricorn and the first two deacons of Aquarius, according to this particular deck system. It's very Saturnian. I mean, he's literally holding a motherfucker. Look at. It's right there. It's right fucking there.
It's got the monarch butterfly and the castration scythe, and I'm sorry, wrong show.
Wrong show, Chance. Wrong show. Anyway, right. So this could be a teacher, right, that you have decided to learn from, and it's helping you step into this embodiment and beauty that the Princess of Pentacles represents. And then we've also got the Six of Wands, the Lord of motherfucking victory. That's right, not the Lord of victory, the Lord of motherfucking victory. Okay. I had to. This is about embracing your confidence, embracing your yourself as the beautiful and powerful being that you are, right? Check it out. Okay, so with Uranus and the North Node and Mars now all in your sign, there's a lot of eyes on you, Taurus. You're about to blow up. Okay. Hopefully just figuratively, not fucking literally. I don't see that literally, but I mean, so embrace it, right? Try to find the beliefs that are holding you back and cut them out, right? And it could perhaps have something to do with some kind of resentment that you've been harboring, because we've got forgiveness, right? I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. They say in AA, I went to a lot of AA, and I'm not gonna lie. They say in AA, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Like it's not gonna work, guys. It doesn't work. So that could be a part of the beliefs that you're letting go of. I'm not sure. You tell me how that landed for you. Okay. But yeah, Princess of Pentacles, King of Swords, that's beautiful energy. Fucking go for it. Do it. Do it. Also, Chance is still sticking around to do personal readings. So if anybody wants a personalized reading, let us know. Instructions are down below.
Send her money.
If you
She
can
does a
dodge a
lot for
wrench,
free. She does a lot for you for free.
you can dodge a ball. I mean, yes, but I love you
Send
guys.
her money. Do it.
Just Aries. Chance. Aries. Ba-ba-ba-da. We made it. Da-da-da-da. Yay.
It took so long. I don't even care anymore.
3 hours later. Okay. Also shout out to you guys for hanging out. Like, I know you guys are used to long streams about like weird conspiracy shit, but I sincerely appreciate anybody that stuck it out with us. That's kind of badass. I'm honored. Aries, Capricorn is your 10th house. Finally, God.
No, I was just looking at what I drew here, and it's just the cards are laughing at me.
Oh shit! I need my selenite. Hold on. Okay, so 10th house, right? Yeah, right. I know it feels so nice. It's like, oh god, how did my body temperature rise so much?
It is so damn hot in here after 3 hours with my like lights on and the door shut to keep cats out.
Yeah. Oh man.
I need another. I took a shower before this. I need another shower.
These are the green room cutscenes that you're not really supposed to see, but you get to see on a show like this because that's what we do. So anyway, okay, so 10th house, right?
Am I even wearing pants right now? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. That's the kind of shit that would come out on a full moon conjunct Pluto in your 10th house if you weren't wearing pants and it was like a big scandal. That'd be like, that would blow up. That's funny. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, Jenny, I feel for you, girl. That's intense. All right. So 10th house. Look, there's some way, right, that you have been holding yourself back. Okay. Pluto. He brings a lot of fear, especially if you're a person like Jenny that's also got Saturn in Capricorn. That brings a lot of fear and anxiety for sure, 100%. However, this is part of the thing that you're supposed to cut out so that you can grow. Okay. So, full moon in the 10th house. What did you start at the beginning of this year, December, January? What kind of seeds have you planted during that time that have been germinating this entire time? Actually, proof of pants. Oh my God.
I cannot. I'll send you proof of pants. But just to you, Jenny.
Anyway, so scandals in the 10th house. I don't know. I said that as a joke, but now I'm like kind of wondering, like, oh shit. Jared, is it even a full moon if pants are present? No, it's not.
Exactly.
This is where we get really silly at hour 3. Yeah. Welcome to Giggle Tarot. Okay, so
literally the 11th hour here, as in it's 11 o'clock here.
That's amazing. So yeah, all right. So 10th house, you manifested something in the 10th house, all right. But there's some belief, some fear, some anxiety that's been holding you back from actually achieving this thing in regards to your career, okay? Because that's what the 10th house is. So think about that. And perhaps it's time to let go of that, right? Perhaps it's time to let go of that limiting belief, okay? The 10th house is your reach, okay? Rise, reach, rest, and root. Those are the 4 angular houses in the chart. The 10th house is the reach. It's the highest you're ever going to achieve. Pluto is doing its damnedest to take all of the bullshit that is holding you back from reaching the highest potential that you actually have. And it's your job, Aries, to compost and cut out whatever it is Pluto's bringing up. Okay. So whether that's fear, whether that's guilt, whether that's some bullshit, I don't deserve kind of track, right? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay. You can tell me what you got now, bud.
All right. Retreat is back. Okay, so we've seen this already. It's actually the 3rd time I've seen this card today because I was on this dude Rafa's podcast today, and we played with some cards in I Ching, and retreat came up then. But here's the deal. All right. I'm just going to keep it simple. What is it you need to let go of? What situation? It might be something that it's maybe a behavior, let go of a behavior. It's maybe a relationship or a friendship or a fight, withdrawal from it. It's maybe a reevaluation of your own priorities, or straight up walking away from something and not looking back. In this case, retreat could mean like a temporary withdrawal and then you come back stronger, or it could mean you straight up are retiring from something and you're not going back to it. So think about that, and then think about what you would actually like to develop and make progress in, because true development is gradual. Okay. This is number 53. It's a changing line into development. True progress is about adapting and making changes slowly but surely. All right. It's not like you make some changes and now you're good forever. You need to honor the fact that the real big manifestations do take some time. And what is the proportion of time that you're putting in towards the dream versus towards the thing that in your heart, you really needed to let go of? And even if we're talking, okay, so you could be thinking of like your job or something and how you put in a lot of time at your job, but not a lot of time into your passion. Or you could be thinking of the bad habit that you have and how much actual time does it take up of your time? Not just like forget the health issue or the psychological aspect of it or whatever. How much time is involved in that habit? That could be a real big aspect of it too. So you need to pull back all the different threads of your attention and your time currency and start weaving those into the tapestry of what it is that your highest calling is actually here for you to achieve. And I mean it when I say highest calling. I mean it. Upper world. Think about this, Kaylee. Upper world. What do you do? What are you saying? You're muted.
The reach, motherfuckers, the reach.
Yeah, reach up those branches of the tree of life. The upper world is calling you. Aries, and Aries is the most high anyway. So take your place on the throne at the top. Upper world, best for last. The upper world, this card is about the call to step into your fully realized self. And you need to be clear of distractions to actually achieve that higher destiny. Whatever, you could basically right now, you could like slightly improve yourself, or you could take a huge fucking leap. All right. So whatever it is that you perceive as the obstacle or the problem or whatever irritation you're currently experiencing, you actually need that. That's the fuel. As soon as you drop that weight, you'll be launched on the great leap, whatever it is. And unseen forces are going to come to your aid, no doubt. And I'm just going to laugh because on the actual booklet for this upper world card, it says, remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. That's because you can do it in 1 big jump. You can't do it in 2 small jumps because you land somewhere in a giant hole. You get just 1 big ass jump, not 2 small jumps. See,
okay, Chance.
Top hopping was proven. But I think it's cool that we got lower world, middle world, and upper world in that order throughout this progression. I thought that was freaking sweet.
That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay, I got you, Jared. All right. So the cards that I got for you, Aries. This is interesting. I got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is literally a Capricorn card. This is exactly what I've been saying. You need to step into your power. Okay. Hello. You see that lady? Do you think she's taking orders from anybody else? Do you think she's following orders? I don't fucking think so. Yeah. Especially when she's inspired with the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands is massive spiritual inspiration, it's passion, it's creative joy, okay? And the world or the universe, which is literally a Saturn card, okay?
Upper world.
Upper world, motherfuckers.
Cosmos.
So with the universe, this is the ending of something and the beginning of something else. Something is coming to a very serious completion. It's time for you to step into your role to fulfill your obligations to society. That's what the 10th house is about. That's what Saturn is about. Saturn is about being responsible, which is not very fun, but this looks like you can make this a lot of fucking fun, okay?
Yeah, I think that if you're in your role and you're on a roll, it is
You can
fun.
have
You can be
exactly.
like, that's the myth about, that's the myth. Part of like the constant fucking demonization of Saturn and discipline and all that is like discipline's no fun. But actually, it's way more fun when you are on your shit. Fun is a lot
Exactly.
more automatic. But only if,
Exactly.
you know, if you're applying the discipline to a grind that you hate, then it's not fun. Of course not.
Exactly. Because then it's soul destroying. It's different. It's just, yeah. Yeah. You
But like
need,
since I went full time with doing my stuff only, I work harder than I've ever worked in my life. But it's
right?
also fun. Like it's because it's fun that I have that fuel and motivation to work super hard.
Exactly. It's your passion, right? That's what the Princess of Wands is talking about. It's fun. It's joy. The Oracle card that I got for you was humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Yep. Da, 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 ba, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, da, da, da. Speaking of, Jenny, I need to talk to you about some stickers. Just saying. Could I employ you? Just saying. Whoa.
I'd employ her.
Right.
She made my
Speaking of
Vibrant
Aries.
logo. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, fucking A. There you go. Yep,
That was
yep, yep.
that was like coming up on a year ago.
Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. Well done, you guys. Good job, everybody. Good job, everybody.
We made it.
We did
It's
it.
Kaylee money.
So I do actually have a request from Jared. So that's just one card. So
You want to hit the collective real quick?
yeah, we can do one last one for everybody.
Why did I just volunteer that? We've already been on for 3 hours.
Why did you? Why, Chance? Why?
Because I wanted the collective to get a mudra card. Was why.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah, yeah. A mudra for this full moon, please.
Yeah.
My face just like. Oh God. Hey, Jared. Would you like a card from my tarot deck? A card from or an I Ching throw? Your choice, sir. So you let us know while we are pulling out one last collective reading. And if anybody else would like a reading, the description box has the instructions along with this little ticker thingy right there.
Well, we got a kind of challenging one, but here we go.
I'm ready for the challenge.
Oh, you wanted me to do the mudra now for the collective?
Sure.
Okay. So first, we'll just do start with one hand, okay? Touch the little finger, your pinky, to the base of the thumb. That's already tough. I get it. It's like all the way over here.
It's not that
and then
bad.
The ring finger to the middle of the thumb, the middle finger to the tip of the thumb. I'm not showing the camera, sorry. And extend the index finger. So let me hold it up to the camera. Pinky is touching the base of the thumb. Ring finger is touching the middle of the thumb. Middle finger is touching the tip of the thumb, and your index finger is extended. So you do that, and then you do it with both hands. I know that's a little tricky. And then you're supposed to form this mudra with each hand and have your arms to your sides, shoulder height, and like so your arms are out.
I know this one. You sent me this one before. I love this one. I do it when I go walking.
Yeah, this one's called ventilation or chest opening, lung freeing. So you're supposed to have the palms facing away from you. So you can't see my hands right now, but they'd be like that. And you lengthen the arms with gentle inner force as if you're kind of pushing two walls apart. This is a challenging one. I get it. And you back up. Like that. And extend the index finger a little more as you're pushing, and try to relax your neck and shoulders and breathe naturally.
Yes, Andrea, make a 666. The number of the beast.
And so if you're doing this right, you should kind of feel your chest as you're lengthening the index finger and pushing your hands apart, pushing your hands away from your body. You'll feel your back kind of widen and your chest open, and you're trying to create more room to breathe, opening up your chest and improving the elasticity of your rib cage. So
I feel that pulling out my left shoulder. Actually, that's perfect.
It says that this one might be hard to do for more than a short time, but if you practice it, and I'll share this in the Innerverse group too, like the instructions and the picture of it. If you practice it a few times a day, you can really benefit yourself. But you can also just do this with the mudra in your lap and sit in stillness, like in a meditative way, and that's good too. J-Lo, hard to do with nails. It's the price we pay for beauty.
I really like doing that one when I go for walks. I really like doing that one. Yeah. Even just while I'm fucking walking in the middle of wherever. Yeah, it feels good. It feels like, anyway, I can feel it pull whatever muscles are tight in the pectoral area. Usually I can feel it pull. I'm like, oh yeah. Anyway, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys.
That mudra is closer to like a qigong move than just a standard mudra, because there's more going on than just the hand posture. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Don't underestimate it. I've noticed a lot of yawning and oxygen deprivation in myself and the world today, so it's a good way to help with that.
Word. All right.
I realized too that your lungs are connected to your heart. They're part of the heart chakra. So what you do to benefit your lungs is also benefiting you, opening up and feeling your feelings, releasing feelings that are stuck and need to come out. And anyway, enough of that. You know what I'm saying.
So if I sing, you'll tip me more? Okay. I mean, I gotta do. Never mind. There's a Telegram group where we've been dropping like a minute, 2 minute of singing a cappella. It's a good time. Okay, let's see. A couple more.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
I fucking love Linkin Park, okay? Oh, sweet. This is perfect. Okay. So for this full moon for everybody, all right? The last cards for everybody for the overall energy, we got the Queen of Pentacles, all right? Which, like I was saying before, this is the Capricorn card. This is very much about taking responsibility and being accountable for yourself and your time and applying the basics of some basic structure and organization so that you can flourish. And then the second card that actually came out was the Five of Pentacles. Now, it did come out reversed. So I know I love that group too. It's a good time. And Andrea's got a wicked great voice too, by the way. So anyway, with the Five of Pentacles coming out, this is just a friendly reminder from your tarot reader here that inflation is bullshit. And we are experiencing the need to tighten up a little bit. And perhaps, this Capricorn full moon with the assistance of Saturn is asking us to be just a little bit more responsible and a little bit more conscious about where we could be like leaking funds or resources, right? With all of this. Oh, come on. Anyway, the more we step into this inner authority, the more we exercise that inner authority, the less these bullshit systems will affect us, right? The more self-reliable you are, the more self-sufficient you are. I'm forgetting my words now because it's been 3 hours. The more you're like, no, actually, all of this actually comes from within me. I don't actually need your bullshit system out here that's broken and fucked up anyway. The better off you'll be in the long run, number one. But also, you'll find that there is actually no lack in nature. There's no fucking lack in nature. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. So, yeah, I think you guys know that though. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Yeah. Word. Dude, yeah, man. Shop local. Shop local. Do 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 do. Support your local farmers. Ba na 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 na. If there's a CSA around you, sign up for a CSA. What is a CSA? Local farms send you boxes of food and you pay a little bit up front to help them with their costs. That's what a CSA is. It's really cool. Community, what's it called? Community. Shit, I forget what it actually stands for. But anyway, okay. All right, Jared, my dude. So he said, now we're looking at the rest of the year from summer solstice to the end of the scratching your head on what should be a priority. Okay. What should be Jared's priority for the rest of the year? Okay. Dude, I recommend everybody start a garden. It teaches you so much, like patience and ironically, I don't have a lot of patience.
Doing things the right way, because that's my problem.
right
Is I
way.
just try to wing it, and that's an area that you can't. If you wing it and you mess something up, then it's dead and it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, community supported agriculture. Thank you, Andrea. We're trying to do CSA, and I fucking don't even remember what the acronym is. I'm like, well, I give you boxes of food. How do you like that? It sounds like a great idea. Yeah, exactly. Planning. It teaches you a lot of actually Capricorn skills. It's a very Saturn
I have
thing.
no placements in any earth signs. Just super ungrounded.
You have Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn, don't you?
Maybe.
Isn't your Saturn in Capricorn?
Stop. You're probably right. You know more about my chart than me. That's freaky. Yeah, Uranus and Neptune and Chiron. No, not Chiron. Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all piled up, stellium up in Capricorn. Okay, I've got that, but I pretend like I don't. The Uranus makes me, or Neptune makes me forget the other guys are there.
Yeah, that's that. Oh man, I don't even know how to delineate that, and that shit's going on in my own chart too. I'm like, okay, so Saturn, or Capricorn, okay, so structure, all right, Neptune, fog. So you can't see the structure? Okay, that sucks. Uranus, break the structure. Shit. Okay, what the fuck?
It's pretty schizophrenic.
Shit. It's chaotic. Okay, Jared, my man. I hope this helps you, my friend, because you got the Emperor. So I'm gonna give you a little bit a few clues about what this card is about, and this might help you decide what you need to be focusing on. So the Emperor represents Aries. All right. So it is very much about being, stepping into the divine masculine archetype of Aries, being the leader, being the first to do something, taking charge, delegating tasks. That's more Capricorn than Aries, but it doesn't matter. An emperor, a ruler that.
If Aries learns to delegate tasks, they're unstoppable. I think.
Exactly.
I haven't figured it out.
Probably. But yeah, so making sure that you're delegating, making sure that actually, okay, you know what this is saying to you, Jared, honestly? What is it that you actually want to do? Where, if you have a couple of choices about what the priority should be, which one makes you feel the most joy and fun? Which one lights you up the most with the most passion? Right? Aries is a fire sign, right? This is about fire. This is about inspiration. So, what gets you the most inspired and the most excited? That should be the priority. And then once you're rolling in that direction with that priority and you're lit up with that fire, the other things that are less appealing will be easier to do because you're already rolling in the direction that you want to be going. So that's what I would say to you about that, my friend.
I grabbed a bonus card for him. Just wrote
Aww.
mouse spirit, tend to the small things. So the small things might not be the things that fire you up the most, but an emperor that knows how to take care of the small things will be respected by the subjects who don't see the emperor as too above them in the menial tasks. And also, when you're starting a fire to get it burning, you might have to throw some small twigs and brush on it to get it going, but then, then it'll get going.
J-Lo, you're funny. I got you, J-Lo. Okay, so J-Lo wants a card from you and a card from me. She says one from the chuckling emoji and one from the cackling. How will this moon play out for me?
Do I get to pick what deck it's from for JLo?
Yes. She didn't specify, so you get to pick. That's funny. Listening live from my greenhouse. Oh, I love that. I love that. Your greenhouse looks sweet, by the way. I'm stoked. Also, all of the morning glories, by the way, that's what I have tattooed on my arm. I mean, other than the giant Thor's hammer and the ivy there.
It's called Mjolnir.
It's Mew Mew. I don't even know if you can fucking see it.
I get that reference.
Anyway, there's morning glories on my arm. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I also freaking love that your son has been taking the seeds and then just randomly planting them places. That's the funniest shit ever. Like I was saying, there's no such thing as lack in nature. It doesn't exist. Yeah. Okay, so I have a funny story for you guys. So my auntie, all right, I love her. She's hilarious. She's very concerned that we don't have enough potatoes growing. Okay. Except there is a chest downstairs of potatoes from last year, and there's still so many of them that they can't eat. And they're all like growing these eyes now, trying to grow because they're just trying to grow because it's time to grow because it's springtime. And there's this bucket sitting outside of potatoes that were meant to go into a row in the garden, and we just ran out of room, and they're just hanging out there, and we haven't dealt with them. But there's a leaf coming up because they're growing. They're just they're not growing in anything. They're just fucking growing. It's hilarious. Anyway, nature, man. Nature's funny like that. Nature's funny like that. Okay, JLo. Chance looks super contemplative, so
I was thinking about how to put this. Okay, JLo. Kuan Yin, Princess of the Autumn Harvest. So you want to know what the full moon has in store for you? This is about receiving some kind of a major blessing or windfall in your life. So it might be some work you've been doing on yourself that manifests and improves spiritual balance, or even some kind of spiritual superpower unlocking. Could be some kind of bounteous opportunity or gift that is bestowed upon you. Could come in a lot of forms. Could even come in the form of you missing out on something that you don't realize that in the missing out on it, you actually avoided something that would have been bad. So it can be like all different ways that a blessing could come. So in order to align yourself with the reception of this blessing and recognizing it, I recommend sitting with your journal and then saying some sort of affirmation of gratitude for the blessing that you are going to receive, and repeat it a few times, whatever kind of affirmation you come up with. And then in your journal or on a piece of paper, if you don't have a journal, try writing in like an automatic writing sense. Just write whatever comes to mind. Just literally try to clear your mind, empty your mind, and just start writing almost automatically and see if what comes up gives you any kind of clue or indication or direction towards where to look for the blessing. And if nothing comes up, then just write down the affirmation that you said for yourself, and go from there. Some kind of big pow present. Show the card again. Princess of the Autumn Harvest. Number 22.
That's beautiful. So one card flipped out of the deck and one card flipped upside down. So you get 3 cards. But you're special. So, you know, there you go. Anyway, so you got the Knight of Wands. All right. Kapow, literally. Lord of Flame and Lightning. Woo! Like, yeah, really. Anyway, that's really cool. And the Universe. So, some kind of big ending. And Saturn is going to help you establish some kind of boundaries. And then light it up. Light it up, meaning you're going to be filled with some crazy, intense passion and inspiration. And hopefully you take that creative energy and fuel it into something beautiful. So, JLo, you always get really intense cards. It doesn't matter what week it is. You get some intense cards.
Yeah, JLo's got this. I say this, but JLo's got the strongest third eye I've ever seen.
I believe you. Wow.
Hey guys, I'm feeling a call that I got to balance. It's about 11:30, and the call is my cats are standing outside the door screaming at me, and so send Kaylee money, give her some cards. Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys.
Thanks, Chance, for hanging out for 3.5 hours.
I'm happy to come back. Full moons are my preferred time. All right.
Full moons.
And I'll jump in the chat and just listen. But peace, everybody. Peace be unto you.
Good night, Chance. And Autumn, I got you too. So yeah, JLo, those are really fun cards. Fun question mark? I don't know, but yeah. I know you'll let me know how it goes, so you let us know. Let us know. All right, Autumn, 3 cards. 3 cards. Sag Sun, Taurus Moon, Gemini Rising. Oh, so Sun in the 7th house. That's fun. Taurus Moon. Is your Sun above the horizon? Like, are you a daytime chart? Just curious. Or a nighttime chart. But yeah, exalted moon. That's pretty badass. Okay. Big week ahead. Sag, Sun, Taurus, Moon. First card. Gemini Rising. Gemini Rising. Do. Whoa, what the bleep? Yo, okay, 3 major arcana cards. This is intense. Cats are getting angry. Yeah, we don't like angry cats, so that's good. Okay. Wow, dude. Big week ahead for real. So for Autumn, my friend, we got the Star card. All right. So without any more context other than this is an 8th house full moon for you. And I'm curious if the North Node in Uranus is anywhere near your moon or not. Yeah. Okay. So without any more context than that, big week indeed. So you're stepping into the spotlight in some fashion, right? The star card can be a bit eccentric, right? Definitely not a bad thing. Being your own unique individual being is always a good thing. So the other cards that I got, though, because we'll need these to elaborate, we've got the Devil, which is Capricorn, which is representing your 8th house, and also the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiter card. So we've got Aquarius, Capricorn, Jupiter, the Star, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Big week indeed, yo. Whoa. So with the Devil coming out, you can view this a few different ways. I like to view the Devil as ensuring that you take responsibility for something. Okay. You always see in pretty much every Devil card I've seen from some of the bigger major decks, these two figures at the bottom, typically the lovers, where they are chained, but the chains are loose. You can always break free from whatever it is. So the Devil card teaches us that there's something that you're breaking free from. And really, this limitation has been, sometimes it feels like it's imposed on us from the outside, and sometimes it is like literally it's not us that's doing it. But in the end, ultimately, you are responsible for your feelings, for your situation, for whatever. And the Devil card coming out is asking you to step into the spotlight and not be afraid of the consequences, because Jupiter's got your back at the end of the day. So the Wheel of Fortune can be indicating that this could even be like a cyclical pattern that comes up over and over and over again. And it coming up this one more time could be, I mean, if this is resonating for you, let me know. If it's not, let me know also. But this coming up again could be like the Devil coming in and saying, hey, do you really want to continue this pattern, or are you ready to move on now? Are you ready to level up now? And that's what the Star is asking you to do, is transcend that and actually move up to the next level, the next initiation, right? So big week indeed. This is a big moment for sure, but just remember, Jupiter's got your back. That's a wicked reading. Wow. So yeah, let me know if that made sense, and I hope that helped. All right. Is there anybody else? Last call. Anybody else? Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'm glad that resonated for you, JLo. I know that you'll let us know how it goes, so that's cool. But yeah, anyway, thanks for hanging out. This has been fun. Yeah. Hopefully this full moon isn't too intense for you guys. And hopefully, like, the whole point of talking about these ahead of time is so that you are forewarned. Forewarned is forearmed. And that's kind of the whole point of it, is like, okay, possible intense fuckery. Now I know. Now I can, like, when that thing comes up, be a little bit more prepared to like take a step back and like chill out and take a deep breath and then move through it, you know? So that's the whole idea. Good times. Alrighty, my friends. I think that is everybody. If not, yeah, dude, no worries. It's fun. And next week, actually, I have a new guest coming on, a Cancer Sun placement to wrap out Cancer season with us. I'm excited. Not ready to announce who that is yet, but it'll be cool. It'll be a fun one. Cool. All right, my friends. I'm going to go to bed now. Love you all. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Monday.